Hey everyone, Marianne Hickman here. Welcome to the live training tonight. Hey, listen, if you're here, go ahead and throw your names and your locations in the chat. I'm really curious as to who we have from all over the world. I know we had tens of thousands of people registered for tonight, so go ahead and throw it in the chat. I know that I've spoken with some of you over the past couple weeks. You've been telling me how excited you are for tonight's training. I have to tell you, for good reason, you should be. Okay, whoa, hey, the chat is blowing up. We got Dustin, Dakota, Louise. Tell me where you're from. I'm kind of curious. Where is everyone joining us from? I know it's late in the evening. We wanted to wait till you were done with your workday, just in case. Make sure you have all of the time set aside. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's coming hot. Nebraska, from West Jordan, Utah. We got California, Chicago, Iowa, Redmond, Tony and Abby. What's up? We've got Doug, Ohio. Oh my gosh, Atlanta, Minnesota, Michigan, holy cow, Vegas. We were just there a few weeks ago. Indiana, Omaha, I'm seeing New York. Very, very cool. Gosh, you guys are just blowing up the chat. Very, very cool. So listen up. We're going to be bringing Kris on in just a few minutes, but just a heads up, make sure that you're in a distraction-free zone. I'm going to want to have you take really, really good notes tonight. So get clutter-free if you need to. Clear off your desk. Get something to write with, a pen or a pencil, your stylus, if that's what you're using, whatever you're here to take notes with. I want you to be totally hands-on, 100% completely focused for tonight, because listen, I've had a sneak peek of everything we're bringing to the stage tonight, and you're going to want to take some notes down. And I'm here to tell you that you're about to have a life-changing conversation. And I can safely say that because 7 years ago, I had the same conversation, and it's only gotten better from there. So, oh my gosh, from the Philippines we got coming in. We got Lynchburg, Virginia. We got Tacoma, Washington. Very, very cool. Hey, well, hello to you all from my heart to yours. Good to see you guys. So before I bring Kris on, I'm just going to give you a couple of highlights to watch for tonight. Heads up, you're going to want to stay till the very, very end of this webinar because we do have some prizes. I think we have some giveaways and maybe some Q&A as well. We're going to be taking your questions live. So be sure to take down your questions. In fact, while you're actually watching, what I would do if I were you is I would actually write down some questions that you've had. You've been getting emails and texts. You know, go ahead and write down your questions that you have for this webinar at the top of your paper. And then when we're done, go ahead, if those questions haven't been answered, throw them in the chat. Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about how to multiply your income and build your wealth in 2021. Now listen, we know that 2020 hit hard for a lot of us. We really want you to be taking advantage of what everyone says the market was going down. We don't play like that. We want to go up. We want to do what the top 2% are doing, which means you're going to be going against the grain. The 98% of people are running this way. We want you to go this way. So again, we appreciate you for joining live. Please get ready for a life-changing conversation. Again, make sure you're distraction-free. Listen, turn off your cell phone if it's, connected. If you're using it to take notes, obviously keep it on. Write down any questions. Again, at the end, we're going to be doing a live Q&A. So check this out. We also have a cash giveaway contest. We're going to be giving you details about that in just a few minutes, so pay very close attention. You have to stay till the end of the webinar, though, to redeem it if you're going to win. So if you're going to play, stay and play, stay to win. Make sure you're just keeping an eye on that. But before I bring Kris on, I just want to connect with you on a second on a couple of things. I mentioned a second ago that I had a life-changing conversation 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I was broke in every sense of the word. My body was really sick. My bank account was really bad. And to be really honest with you, I was on not one, not two, but 3 different forms of government assistance. It was really, really rough. And I was in a very, very low place financially. At that point, my friend introduced me to Kris, and I was like, who is this guy? What is he all about? He's got amazing results. Why should I listen to him? At that point, like many of you, I got Kris's phone number, and you better believe I used and abused that thing. I called this guy and I was like, Kris, if these results are real, if this is real, I have to know how you did it. I have to know what happened. So, I mean, you've heard him say he's been financially free since 26. He's got billions of dollars in real estate. But my question was, what did that mean for me as an individual? And so I asked him, I said, listen, I've got to meet with you. I've got to figure out, I've got to get whatever hack you've got for money. I want that in my life. And guys, I can tell you right now, it's been 7 years. It's been a grind. It's been a hustle. I have been relentless with my goals, and Kris has been there with me every step of the way. Right now, I'm living in a beautiful home with my husband, and we're building a multi-million-dollar custom home. I can remember hearing Kris say that and being like, oh my gosh, I want that for me. It's weird to hear myself say it, but I've got $1 million real estate portfolio now. And that just blows my mind. I bought my last 2 homes last week, and it's been an incredible ride. So listen, if you could put yourself anywhere in that journey, sit tight, hang on, buckle up, because you're about to go on the ride of your life. Guys, Kris just came in the room. Like, wherever you're at, give yourselves a huge round of applause. Give Kris a huge round of applause. Bring him up here. Come on over here, Kris.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? Hey, and I've got my beautiful wife here with me tonight. Just wanted to say hi for a second.
Hey, just want you to know you're in for a fun hour and have so much fun. I know Kris's team has worked so hard on tonight. So have fun.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Clem. Listen, there's been a lot of preparation into what we're going to be doing tonight, what we're going to be discussing. And you're going to definitely want some pen and paper because we're going to go fast. I see Giovanni on there, brother. Good to see you. Welcome. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. First of all, tonight, the focus really is going to be on multiplying your income and building wealth. And I don't know about you. In fact, I want you to drop it in the chat right there. How are you feeling about COVID? Is it giving you more opportunities to make money or less? And I want to hear it, more or less. And I just want to like poll the audience. I want to see your comments. I want to see exactly where you're at. More money, less money. Have you been disadvantaged by this whole thing? So as we keep going and talk about this, you know that I always kick off the hour with contest time. And here's what you want to do. To kick it off, here's the question. What is the most popular limiting belief in 2021? 10 words or less. You're going to drop it right there in the thread. And I'm only giving you like 3 or 4 minutes. So drop it in there as I just get some introductions rocking out here. At the end, I'm giving $100 away to the most popular answer. You will be the one voting. All right. So make sure you start lighting it up. 10 words or less, most limiting belief of 2021. All right. Now, as we're doing that, let's just talk about the state of the world, like real quick, because I'm going to talk about how to make money in this economy. So you have to understand the world that we live in right now. Right now, the world is at a crazy crossroads. Polarization is high. COVID-19 pandemic still exists. The U.S. does have new administration, but check it out. 2020, right now, we lost GDP 3.4%. 10 million jobs, that equaled 3.4, but look at 2021. Huge catch-up period, 5.1. They're projecting twice as much GDP increase for this year, even the next year, because right now we are capturing something that has been lost. And yet, look at this. People are still struggling. 10 million Americans unemployed right now. It is wrong and it sickens me. And I think that our government should be doing way better. But you know what? The people are responding. I've got buddies out there that are helping other people. And tonight I'm doing that for you. A year ago, I launched something that helped countless people literally get back on their feet to the tune of millions of dollars. Tonight, I'm doing something way cooler than that, but I'm excited to be here with you. All right, let's take a look at this. This is where it gets real for me, guys. Anxiety, depression, and suicide. If you take a look at this, 1 in 3 people diagnosed with anxiety, 1 in 4 diagnosed with depression. And my daughter in January lost her best friend from church. She would have been 16 years old just a couple of days ago. And she took her life because of this pandemic. And I don't know, part of me wants to call it a scamdemic, because I think you know as I do that there's a lot of, this is very politically charged. There's a lot of things at work here, and yet we have this new normal. And we've all now got to figure out how to survive. Everyone is confused. I want to tell you, don't be confused. I want you to understand this, that COVID-19, whether it dies out or not, its repercussions are going to last for years. Look at the bottom left of the screen right there. That blue line moving up is what should have been. The red line is reality. Do you see the V correction that they call that a K-wave recovery? Well, guess what? We are lagging right now, and that has hurt people financially, and it sickens me. And at the same time, I'm like, it's like been the best ever for so many people. If it hasn't financially been good for you, I'm going to share with you how to correct that literally tonight. Okay, this new world. My last digital event, I had like almost 30,000 people registered for it. I would have never had that many people before. There is this hyper digitalization that is happening right now. That's the pandemic has basically said, get digital. This is a virtual world, and industries everywhere right now, they're going completely virtual. Right there in the middle on the bottom left there, do you see that house? Real estate right now is starting to become a virtual acquisition game. I'm going to show you how to win on that tonight as well. On top of that though, this is what you really got to plan for. Remote work is the future. Right now, top stat, you see that on the screen, 66% of Americans, they are working from home. They do not want to go back to working in an office. They've lost faith in the government. They've lost faith in their employers. And there's stats that are even significantly higher than that. And you got to be asking yourself, when the world changes, how do I change with it? And where does that open up an opportunity for you? I got to tell you right now that I love economic winter. This is when the world blows up. This is when it goes to hell in a handbag. This is when the stock market crashes. This is when we hit these depressions, when we hit these recessions, you should be more excited than ever before because it means that we got problems. And you see, the people that enjoy the problem, they're going to die with them. But the people that realize that problem means opportunity to solve something. And big problems create big solutions, which always give birth to new multi-billion-dollar leaders in the world. And I get it. We're not talking about a tech startup tonight, but you could be actually one of those that we talk about. So let's move on. And listen, if you've had a chance, I like this. Edwin said on the side, rich get richer, poor get poorer. I hate to say that there's truth to that, but unfortunately, Edwin, poor people don't know how to take advantage of new economies because they're not educated and they're not proximity to rich people. They're too busy pointing fingers at them, saying they're dirty, rotten, filthy, and stinking. And so that's not a bad catchphrase. Now, the contest has come to an end. So my team's now going to take all of those. We're going to create a poll. At the end, you're going to vote. And as a reminder, at the very end, I actually set some time aside in my schedule to do some open air free mentoring with you, which means I want you to be writing down some questions. I'm going to do open live Q&A. All you got is to put up a good question. I'll give you a good answer. If you put up a dumb question, it may not come before the group. So please say something smart. Ask something meaningful, right? Someone once told me there's no such thing as a dumb question. I'm like, actually, if you keep getting the question, you're the idiot because apparently you haven't learned how to provide a really good answer. All right, so here's what we're doing today, my friends. Today's masterclass will cover these 5 bullets on the bottom right. How to win the investing game, the secret formula for wealth. I can't wait to share this. The new normal business secrets, how to crush 2021. And then of course I am doing that live Q&A session at the end. That's what I'm going to be doing here. This information right now is in service of sharing with you the 3 things that the wealthy do to get richer, because Edwin is not wrong. The rich are getting richer. And guess what? I made a lot more money last year than the year before. This year, I'm going to make way more money than the year before. And I want to show you how to get on that bandwagon. Now, by the way, one other thing that's kind of cool here, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for the end. After Q&A, guess what's going down? My team has decided to give you a free hustle. Literally just $1,000 that you can make in your backyard. It's not a ton of money, but you know what? For someone that says, hey, Kris, you know what? For me, an extra $1,000 would go a really long way. And I know for some people it does. That's why when we said, what should we give? Let's give the gift of go make some super easy money. I'll show you exactly how it works at the very end. All right. Now, before I get all official on you and we actually get jumping on this, here's what I need you to understand. I'm going to share with you what wealthy people do. I'm going to share with you what financially smart, intelligent people do. And I'm also going to point out, I'm going to bring up some people that are getting extraordinary results, but that's not typical. That's not normal. What is normal is that people learn and don't take action. That's what stupid society teaches us. Here's what wealthy and smart people do. They learn from successful people and then they implement those people do. I was retired, financially free at the age of 26 for one reason. That reason is that I got 3 mentors. I learned everything I could from them. Just yesterday, do you know who was in my office all day? Literally international, #1 in the world for commercial real estate training, Dolph DeRoos. And he literally came and said, Kris, my entire legacy from the last 40 years, I want to bestow to you. How can we partner? What can we do? Guys, the world is moving fast. My mentors have gotten me to where I'm at, and they're getting me even further. I'm talking about skyscrapers. I'm talking about what we do to change the world. I want to do that for you, but in the simplest way possible. So check it out. 2021, definitely off to an interesting start. Education starts now. You've heard about the new strains of COVID. Great. Let's let the fear from the media just like crank out a little bit longer. We've got the global vaccine rollout, but here's what happens. Go get your vaccine. And then what do they say? Nothing changes. Keep your mask on, social distance. You could be a carrier. When is this thing going to end? Listen, I'm not here to get political on when it ends. I'm going to tell you that life will never be the same again. So adjust to it now. Crazy other things that are happening right now. Stock market. I want to talk about stocks. I want to talk about real estate. I want to talk about business, because guess what wealthy people all have in common? They play these games, but not all the same way. And they certainly don't play it like the masses. The masses are taught to do really stupid things. I don't get it. We're like sheeple instead of people. The stock market is crazy volatile due to the crash. Yes, thank you, Mr. Reddit. I did triple my money on that 48-hour play with GameStop. That was kind of cool the other day. But the reality is, I need you to like zone in and hear this with me right now. Right now, the tables are turning in your favor. Everything is becoming democratized. It's no longer the wealthy. It's no longer the hedge funds. Do you know who's making the rules? It's the people. Social media is changing the game so rapidly. And because we just overnight went virtual because of COVID, it's going to blow your mind what I'm going to share with you tonight on how good of an opportunity that you actually have. So let's talk about the way stocks work, by the way. If you've been watching any of my YouTube or any of my social media, you hear me always bagging on what might sound like the stock market, but here's what I'm bagging on. 401ks, index funds, IRAs, that is a lazy person's approach to no nonsense, never get rich. Here's the pros if you know how to play the stock market the right way. It's highly liquid, it's easy to diversify, and fractional investing. Just recently, apps like Robinhood have actually made it possible for you to have the opportunity to buy $10 of a $1,000 stock. In other words, you don't have to buy a stock in its full value. That's part of the democratization that I'm talking about. And you know that I love business. I'm talking business tonight, and I believe that you should own the smartest and best businesses out there. And so tonight I'm going to do something kind of fun. I'm actually going to show you how you can get my top 15 picks. There are stocks that I follow right now based on what you see on the screen. Listen, forget the trendy memes, right? I don't care about making 7% a year in the stock market on my 30-year average. I go after 5,000 and 10,000% ROIs. And guess what? Look at these stocks right here. If you went back in time, 2010, and you had invested $1,000 in Netflix, today it'd be worth 70 grand. That statistic is without the splits. With the splits, it's not a 6,900% return. It is a 23,000% return. You see Amazon right in there, 2010. If you had bought $1,000 then, dude, we can't do anything without Amazon. And yet 2,300% ROI. That figure's closer to 21,000 with stock splits. Tesla, look at that, $1,000 turning to 40 grand. That's how people become millionaires and rich, with having diversification in the stock market. Google, same exact game. So by the way, as a bonus at the end of this, I am going to share how you can access my top 15 picks for free. Because guess what? I'm a futurist. I believe that the world is changing so fast. Guess where it's going to be 5 or 10 years from now? 5 or 10 years from now, 5G is going to literally change everything. If you look at the biomed and the biotech space, AI, robotics, if you're not in on tracking the companies that are literally going to go through the moon and back, they won't all be winners. But if you have just even a handful of them hit 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000% return, if you're smart, if you follow the rules I'm going to share with you for free, guess what? You can go places in life. All right, but that's just one piece of the equation here. The wealthy are also playing the game of real estate. And not going to lie, I don't know anyone to date bigger in the space. I'm going to come across a little arrogant for a moment. No one's done $1 billion worth of single family real estate because they're too lazy to build a team that can figure out how to do that. They move on to multifamily. They move on to commercial. Meanwhile, guys, I am averaging 25 to 35% ROIs that over 20 years will become 400% annual ROIs. Can you imagine investing 10 grand and every year having it give you $40,000? Can you imagine that? That's what I do in real estate. Here's the problem that people don't get about the real estate game. We have a shortage of 2 million houses in the United States. We have a record problem that we've never had before. We have literally a record high demand and a record low supply. And trust me, it will take 3 and closer to 5 years for this to actually work itself out. And do you know what that means for you? While they can't solve it, guess what happened in the fourth quarter last year on the price of real estate? It went through the roof. Our median literally jumped from the high 2s to $350,000. It's nuts. But if you think that's crazy and the market has to crash, you're wrong. There's no bubble. There's not enough real estate. The demand is through the roof. You want my prediction? I think real estate literally in the next 5 years, we're going to see that median increase another 6 digits. And then we're going to see it happen again. It's crazy. Those predictions sound wild, but in the next 30 years, if you were ever going to get in the game of real estate, There is a time to do it, and that time is most definitely now. So let's talk more about this real estate game. Here's the pros. You do it right, it's low risk. There's huge tax benefits, and you can use debt to invest. For just a moment, I want you to think about this. Did you know that if you want to buy Bitcoin, if you want to buy stock, if you want to buy into someone's company, you can buy $1 worth of their company for $1. But in the game of real estate, banks all over the world are lined up to give you 80% of the money in most cases. 80%. That means that your return is 5 times higher because you're only using a fifth of the money, and most people don't understand that. Now, there are some disadvantages, right? Like potentially it's expensive. It can be a lot of work. There's these transaction costs, but here's my takeaway. It's 1,000,000% worth it. It got me rich by 26. And invest in single family homes is not only the best, at the end, I'll also show literally how you could qualify to become my real estate partner at 0 cost, which is just another wild thing that, listen, there's a reason why my team's like over the moon excited about everything we're doing here. All right, check it out. There's a ton of you. I'm getting lit up right now like crazy. People are literally just saying, Kris, I can't buy real estate. The prices keep going up. Dude, I want you to actually, for just a moment, take a look at some math I'm about to put on the screen. And I want you to show you how obtainable this is and how you should act on this. You see this right here? Invest in a single family home when rates are low versus when prices are low. On the left, you have a 30-year mortgage with a 3.25% interest rate on a $300,000 house. On the right, you have a house that's cheaper. It's $289,000, but the interest rate is more of your typical 5%. Did you know that house is going to cost you almost $70,000 more dollars? Look at me right now. I'm telling you that in 50 years, we haven't seen rates where they are right now. It's stupid. The money is free. And I don't care what your credit is. You got to be thinking, I got to borrow as much money intelligently as possible. And I got to buy as many assets. Dude, what if you knew that the house next door was going to be worth $100,000 more, let's say in 3 years? Would you go get a loan and buy that and have it rented out in the meantime? I'm going to show you a more intelligent way, but I'm just going to tell you right now, you're going to feel silly. Your biggest regret when you're in your 50s or 60s, your number one regret, and any of you know it if you're that age right now, your biggest regret is going to be this. I bought a house, it made me a couple $100,000, and if I could go back in time and buy 4 more, I'd be a millionaire. And guess what? That's why I bought 25 by the age of 26. So let me show you a smarter way today. One more thing that I want to say on this is I want to talk about business. We talk about stocks, we talk about real estate, because when you meet someone who gets rich and you ask, what do you share in common? It's always real estate, because even if that's not how they make their money, that's where they place their money. Also, they're not playing the stock market like idiots doing index returns and mutual funds trying to pick up a 7% annual return. They're playing the market for asymmetric risk. I'm going to show you for free how you can do that later. And that game can get you insane returns. Like literally, did you know that I spend 15 minutes a week on the computer and pick up 100%. I double my money every week. Does that sound a little crazy? I think it totally sounds too good to be true. But guess what? When you get under the hood of what rich people do, it always looks too good to be true, because the rest of the people like crabs in a bucket trying to pull each other down. I'm hoping tonight is your breakaway. I'm hoping tonight is the moment that's really going to pull it out for you. Go back one slide for me, Casey. Let me say this about business. 4 in 10 Americans right now have a side hustle. 8 out of 10 people around the world want a side hustle. So only half have one, but twice as many want one. 70% of the people have side hustles are doing it right now to pay off debt, because guess what? Dude, my wife and I are working on this crazy art project down the street with a neighbor, and we're like mixing olive wood with like beautiful resin and crystals and lighting. And I won't get into it. It's kind of crazy, but I'm like, dude, why are you doing this project with us? He said, Kris, I have a catering company. During COVID, are you kidding me? Like, what am I supposed to do with my catering company? You know, that's the pain that a lot of people are feeling, and it's leading to this need for a hustle. And I got to tell you something. I got to tell you right now, I am so excited that this is happening, because guess what? It is a wake-up call to America. And you know what it's saying? It's saying you're supposed to be in charge of your own financial freedom. No company, no 401k, no match will be enough money, as good as it may feel in the moment, as much as it feels like free money. When it's only 10% of what you need at retirement, you will feel like a boob at that time. So now's the time to actually make sure that you cancel that out. And I know that's why you're here. You guys are super smart. I appreciate you following me online. Here's what you need to know about owning a business. Just by having the stupid little LLC paperwork, there's 250 free tax benefits that you get, unlimited income potential, and abundant opportunities. However, look on the right side, disadvantages, right? Doing business can be risky. Your income is never guaranteed, and it can be a big time commitment. But here's my takeaway at the bottom. It's also worth it, but only if you can find a way to make it recession proof. All right. So with that, understand this about business. If you graduate college right now, your average income, the stats, the numbers that don't lie, $48,000 a year. That's what a company's going to pay you. But the average person that owns their own business, $71,000. Now, that's about 30% more money. And you know what? That first $48,000 will leave you relatively check to check. That next 30% of income, however, can start creating some freedom. And I got to tell you something right now. So here's what I'm committing to show you tonight. I'm going to tell you this financial freedom hoax where they tell you put your money in 401ks and IRAs and don't keep money in your bank because you're stupid. And you know what? To some extent, they're not wrong. Here's what I need you to understand. And I want you to write this down. I want you to take this away. You need to make $50,000 to $100,000 more dollars a year than you need for your bills. You say, Kris, my bills are 40 grand a year. Then I say you need at least 90 to 140,000. You say, Kris, my bills are 70,000 a year. And I say you need $170,000 a year. And you're thinking, but Kris, my company won't pay me that. Duh. That's why you've got to get in charge of your own financial freedom. And I'm going to show you right now during COVID that it is easier and simple than ever before. So let me break this down for you. The ultimate path to wealth that I want to share with you right now, like this is value time. This is me just mentoring and sharing with you. I'm going to actually get vulnerable and share with you what I did, what my pathway looked like that created that wealth for me, but it's all based on this formula. You're going to want to take a screenshot. If you make enough money of active income to then own real estate that will pay you for doing nothing because it's passive income, always take action on smart money moves. And if you do those three things, guess what will happen? You're going to have the time and money. I'm going to break it down. Look at the very bottom right there. Earn lots of active income. By the way, in the notes, someone chatted up. How much extra money should you make beyond your bills every single year? I know it sounds unrealistic, but I need you to pound it in your head as a first exposure. $50,000 to $100,000. Why do you need $50,000 to $100,000 extra dollars a year? So you can do what rich people do. You can buy real estate. You can own other companies through the stock market, and you can, more importantly, do smart money moves. So step one, earn extra income. Two, make smart money moves. I'm going to define that. And then number three, earn passive income. You put that together. And then step four, you actually get to enjoy your life. Now, this is important. I want you to like hone in for a moment because half of you should be literally mass exodus tonight's class with what I'm about to say. This is the most brazen thing that I can say. How often were you told as a kid that get rich quick is bad? If it's too good to be true, it is true. Can I tell you something? If I can't get rich on an idea in a matter of years, I think that then I won't touch it. I think people are like, oh no, I want one way and it's conservative and there's low risk and I'll do it for 40 years. I'm like, yeah, guess what? That's not going to work. You're going to wind up with 15% on average of the money that you actually need for retirement. It's broken. It's a broken plan. You got to look for intelligent moves that minimize your risk because it's calculated. You got to do what rich people do. So now, by the way, if you don't like my message, you can leave tonight right now. Because listen, I started off freaking poor and I look at where I'm at today. And it's nuts financially what my life looks like. I can open up my bank account, show multiple bank accounts with 7 figures. That's my world today. And yet I haven't changed my lifestyle in the last 10 years because more money has not done anything. It hasn't created new opportunities for me. All I do is shuffle more money into my foundation and give more away and help more people, with Krohn Breakthrough Foundation. And so I want you to be thinking right now, if I want to become wealthy so I can enjoy my life, not at retirement, but when, people? You tell me, light it up. When do you actually want to enjoy your life financially? Like if you have a plan that makes you wait more than 5 years, I'm just going to tell you, I don't like that plan. I want to show you tonight something way more aggressive. And it's these steps. Now, look at the bottom. I adjusted the screen. Step one, you earn a lot of active income with owning recession-proof businesses. I'm going to show you several examples tonight. Number two, smart money moves. I'm going to show you how to actually make money. It's stupid when I'm about to show you how you make money literally off of life insurance and the stock market. No, I'm talking about companies that have 5 to 10,000% ROI potential over the next 5 to 10 years. And then step three, guess what? Earn passive income, investing in real estate, buying houses. You put those three things together and all of a sudden you're going to enjoy a level of wealth that I believe is possible. And listen, you might be thinking, Kris, I don't want to get rich. I just want to be comfortable. No problem. You want a couple $1 million? I will literally show you tonight how a $150,000 investment in real estate turns into $4.3 billion in 20 years. There's only one problem. Kris, I don't got $50,000. So I'm going to solve that problem tonight as well. All right. So please snapshot this quote. It's not mine. I wish it was. I'd love to put my name on it. It is crazy that some people feel that 2 to 5 years in business is a long time to get rich, but don't feel that 40 years at a job is a long time to stay broke, right? So true. Work for your money until you can put your money to work for you. You've all got to be thinking, I got to work in a way that there's 50 grand minimum left over every year, because if I do, I can buy real estate stocks. I can do the things that will make you wealthy. Who put this stupid image up? I am not Regis Philborn or whoever that's supposed to be. My body looks really tiny there, guys. I go to a gym so I don't have to look like that. All right, here we go. That's okay. All right, guys, here's how it went down for me. This is my 5-year road to millions. Year 1, I set a goal to double my income every year, because guess what? I made 18,000, less than 19 grand my first year. So that first year, I figured out how to double my income by applying myself, because I realized I need more money than my bills. Step 2, I went from earning $50,000 a year to $100,000 a year. Do you know how I made that happen? I bought real estate. I learned how to add real estate the way the wealthy do, because I was just mimicking them. Step 3, I went from 100,000 of income to $250,000 because I added business. I now had my job income, I had my real estate, and then I had my business. And then in the next year, I went from $250,000 to $500,000. And I did that by owning businesses and by owning other businesses. Boom, it's right there. By year 5, I went from 500,000. Guys, I did all 3 of these at once. And I'm going to share with you mistakes I made in my first 5 years, because if I had to do it all over again, let me tell you what I would have done differently. If I had to do it all over again, I would have told myself, start with all 3 as soon as you can. Don't wait, Kris. You do what the rich do now, not when it's convenient, not when it's easy, and certainly not when you have money. So let's move on, and let me kind of show you what we're going to do with these 3 pieces of information and the formula that I've given you. I'm going to invite you, and I'm going to show you a way to do exactly what I did. Active income number 1. Now this is my story. It's not how I would do it again, but I want to prove it to you. I became a loan officer because I got skeptical as I started buying homes that someone was screwing me over on my lending. And so I got the license. But what I did was I just got the license. I gave all of the work to somebody else. They got to keep 20% of the income, and I did none of the work. Does that sound unfair? Do I sound a little bit too much like a capitalist? I'm not a capitalist. This is your world. This is your life. You're the lucky sperm club. You competed against trillions to get here, and you made it. And some of you literally are wasting your time with depression, sadness, sad thoughts. I am my past failures. Listen, please look at me for just a second. Don't do that. Like, if you've been doing that and you're feeling down and you're feeling out, I get it. I've been there. I know what that pain feels like. But if there was ever a time to rise up in your life and make it different, I did that in 2008. And 5 years later, I helped my investors make over $100 billion because I seized the worst economy and made it the best. Guess what this weird COVID crap is? It is the best economy in disguise. But if you hang with me, I'm going to prove you tonight exactly how that is. Now, active income on the left, but guess what I did on the right? I bought 25 homes. I had 6 figures of passive income. And below, smart money moves. I set up my life insurance bank account, and I started investing long-term into the right kind of companies. And you better believe that changed my stars for me. Dude, I get a little emotional when I see some of these pictures, because you saw my wife tonight. She came on at the beginning. I look at that beautiful girl right there on the left. We were married young. She was literally almost 20 when we got married. Clem, was I 22 or 23 when I got married? I was 22. I was almost 23 years old. That was the first house that I bought. And I look at my life today, traveled to 40 different countries. I would love for it to be many more. All of this happened because I decided to break away from societies, read books, and work for someone else and go to college. Those things aren't bad. They're just limiting. And you have to ask yourself if you want to live a limited life or a limitless life. And tonight I'm going to show you how you can integrate all 3 of these together to live that limitless life. Now, here's what it looks like. How to multiply your income and build huge wealth in 2021 comes down to these 3 things: smart money moves, active income, and passive income. You only need these 3 things. And I'm going to do a little bit of a countdown. We're going to do a countdown. I'm going to take the top 3 things that you need to build wealth. And instead of you taking years to slowly add them in the way I did, I want to show you how to bring it all together in what could literally feel overnight. because literally everything that I'm about to suggest all goes down in 2021, because I'm going to show you how to make $50,000 minimally more than you actually need so that you can do some really cool stuff. And I'm going to show you this map. Okay, we're doing a countdown, 3 things. We're going to start with number 3 and then go to 2 and 1. Here's number 3. Smart money moves. Did you know that when I save money, some of you know this, I save money in life insurance, and I'll share with you why. And then I also then move that money into stocks. And I'm going to give you a formula that it is literally going to drive you nuts in just a moment here. When you hear it, you're going to say, I maybe came tonight just for that one statement. It's coming in like a minute. Smart money moves are where you take your financial actions. And I'm going to show you right now how to level up your wealth. Check this out. On this next slide, check out the left side. When I save money in a life insurance account, it's for these reasons. I pick up a 4% guaranteed growth. I get a 1 to 3% dividend every year. Then it's legally untouchable. I can borrow it, and it has a death benefit. Now, there's other benefits, but here's what I need you to actually understand. What if I told you right now that you could take money, move it into life insurance, and move it right back out? And what if you could keep earning 3%? It's producing, let's say, an average 6% return, right? I'm illustrating 6%, but you can borrow it at 3%. So you can earn 3% while you pull it out. What if you then put it into dividend paying stocks that averaged 7%, but you could borrow that at 3% as well and make another 3 or 4%? And then what if you put it in real estate earning 25% with 6% cash on cash, but it's not 6, it's double. Because literally I'm literally moving my money into 3 houses at once. I'm earning of them all 3. And I doubled all of my real estate cash flow just because I sit my money in certain bank accounts. Are you kidding me? Well, actually, yes, that is like one of the bombs of many that I want to drop on you tonight. Does that like melt your brain a little bit? Dude, I love earning money in multiple places at once. I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first thing that you do is you put it in that life insurance where you can then move it into other vehicles. Now, remember, at the end, I am going to show you my top 15 stocks that I believe have the ability to give you a 5,000 to 10,000% return. Not all of them will do that. You only need a handful of them to do that for that to literally completely change your life, like in a really crazy way. But on top of that, you have these dividend paying stocks that pay literally 5, 7, 9%, have been doing it for decades. So I move my money and sit it in my life insurance account. I'm going to show you how you could get that for free. Number 2, I'm going to show you how you actually move it into stocks, picking up dividends, but pulling it right back out and then dumping it into real estate. This, my friend, is what the wealthy do. So I'm glad you're watching tonight. Jennifer says, genius. I'm going to say that because the gene was like all caps right there. Listen, here's number 2. By the way, if you feel like, Uncle Kris is dropping some multi-million-dollar bombs on you right now, it's okay for you to put that in the chat. Here's number 2, passive income in our countdown, real estate. So passive income is money that you earn and maintain, but you have little to no effort at all. Like, I want you to get this right now. Every week I buy several homes. In fact, I'm actually selling one on Monday. I'm selling a home on Monday. I made over $130,000 on it, and I've put in a total of 2 hours. And that's being liberal. It was probably less than an hour. $130,000. How did I do that? Actually, tonight I'm actually showing you how you do that as well. So here's what you need to understand about real estate. You do it because it's passive, and it means that you're reclaiming time. And I want you to write that down. Reclaim my time. You see, some of you're putting more time out there so that you can make more money. But I don't want you to do that. You need to do smart things where you can earn on your money without having to be there and babysit. Some of you are saying, I need more money, so I'm going to get a second job. That's not smart. You got to be smarter than that, not working harder than that. Uncle Scrooge, do you guys remember that, dude? I was a product of the 90s, right? So I got Uncle Scrooge literally in my office on big plackets, and he says, work smarter instead of harder, or however that Scottish accent thing goes. Butchered that one, but Uncle Scrooge had it figured out. So here's what I want you to understand. Real estate is passive. And also the smart money moves are passive. And here's what you need. And I want you to get this right now. 25% ROI on our real estate. You buy it in the best market. I'll reveal what those are. And you need about $50,000 per deal because it's a 20% down payment. And literally, I have a team that will do all of this for you. And you're looking at this like, hey, Kris, this is genius. Sounds wonderful. There's just one problem. $50,000? Like, sure, that grows on. Let me just wire it right now. We'll address that in a minute. Look at this. Look at this house. This house right here, This is your basic 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. This is in Winter Haven. I bought this home in Orlando. Top right corner, $193,000. Total out of pocket, $53,000. You'll see it 6 line items down on the right, 53 grand. But I want you to look at the red circle. I only care about one number. Now I'm only showing you a handful of literally hundreds of numbers that tell me this one figure. Every year that I put money in that, I'm earning 31.25%. Rule of 72, 72 divided by 31.25. I'm doubling my money every 2.2 years. Would you like to double your money every other year? Well, I think everyone would, but this is what hedge funds and wealthy people do. I'm going to show you how to get in literally on a house just like this. Here, let's do one more. Check this one out. This one is in Pensacola, Florida. This one is in Orlando on that street. This is a 35.56% annual ROI. Not to mention, killer cash flow, huge tax savings. That's my favorite part of real estate. My first 7 years investing in real estate, I didn't pay taxes because I understood that I can depreciate the property. And these ROIs are triple of what I got when I was a brand new investor. So this is all pretty cool, except for the teeny weeny little big problem. Everyone's like, wow, Kris, I would love to do that. Sounds great. Where do I get $50,000? And you know what? I'm going to actually show you that how you do that from our countdown is moving from smart money moves to real estate to number one, the one thing that you have to have. And if you don't have this one thing, I think that you're really missing the boat, because this is what every rich person starts with. Check it out. You can only control the new normal, the world that we live in today, as long as you can control your income. And you can't control your employers. You can't control the government. Woohoo! They're sending you $1,400 in the mail. You can't control any of that. What you can control is this, your own active income, your own business, your own side hustle. You got to be thinking, how do I actually intelligently work from home and make intelligent money to the point where I could either keep my job or walk from my job? And in fact, you might say, Kris, should I leave my job once I've replaced my income? Do you know what my real answer is? No. Because remember, you need $50,000 to $100,000 above your expenses. If your expenses are $80,000 a year, you need at least 130 to 180 grand before you should actually walk. Guess what I did? I actually want to show you this right now. My job that was paying me $20,000 my first year, within 4.5 years, I got them to pay me $135,000 in that final year, because I kept applying myself and I built my confidence. But my real estate portfolio was paying me $150,000 a year. My business was kicking in another $100,000. When I walked from my job, I was terrified at that moment, honestly, to leave $135,000 40-hour week income behind. But you know what made it work for me is I had my real estate passive income that I didn't have to put money in, my time in, but then I had my business, and my business had also replaced my job income. Combined, I was better off without keeping that gig. So I did it intelligently. So I want to show you how to do it smart. Don't take risks. Don't jump ship before you've replaced your income, or more importantly, made $50,000 to $100,000 above it. Active income is the direct result of work that you put in, which most people generate from jobs barely paying enough to get by. I'm going to show you smarter streams of income and people that are doing it way more intelligently. And some of it's a little unbelievable. So I'm going to make sure that I throw that caution out right there again, which is, listen, I'm going to show you some extraordinary results, and everything I show you, is very possible and people are doing it, but you have to show up. You got to put the time in to make it happen. So here on the countdown is number one. The Ultimate Wealth Countdown brings us to an active income. It's a business. And did you know that your company, when they hire you, they make a 400% average ROI on you? If they pay you $30,000 a year, they're making 120 grand. They're idiots if they can't. They shouldn't be in business. They don't deserve to be if they're not. And that's how they win. They have leverage over you. We need to turn the tables, and I want to show you how to get leverage over them. And it's a formula. So check this out. You need to make money. You need passive investments. You need the smart money moves, and active income is the key, guys. I'm going to show you how all three of these now come together. And I hope you guys like the blueprint, because that's what I wanted to do here tonight first. At the end, I do have something I want to show you where I'm going to select some people to work with, and I'm just going to give it to you for those that like to go fast. Some people don't like to go fast. I want to go freaking fast, because remember, if it's not get rich quick enough, I'm not interested in it. So the best active income comes from owning a side business that follows 5 steps. And you want to write these down, because if you find a business that has these 5, then you got value from tonight. And combine it with the formula that I gave you. And that formula is for you to make $50,000 more minimally than you need for your bills. Only then will you feel safe. Because by the way, I'll tell you what it feels like when you replace your job income and you're just dead even. You could quit your job, but there's a lot of pressure that a what if. The what if mind says, what if I got a fluke, or I got lucky, or what if I can't keep duplicating it? You need way more money than just replacing your income. So follow these 5 steps to crush it with the new normal. Snap this picture. Number 1, work from home is a must because that's the new world. Number 2, you got to support businesses instead of starting one. Number 3, by the way, businesses, do you know the death rate of business over 5 to 10 years? It is, I don't want you to start a business. I want you to freaking piggyback on other people's success because I literally can show you how to make money in days as opposed to years. So number 2, I'm going to show you how to support the right smart businesses. Number 3, I'm going to show you how you tap into really cheap leads. Number 4, how you broker a profit in working with those businesses. This is very silly. It's very simple. And then number 5, how you get paid without having to do the work. Because if you're doing the work, you've sacrificed your time. No bueno. Doesn't work. So let me break down these 5 for you. There is a perfect business that meets these 5 steps. I want to show you what it is. And I want to show you one more thing. Remember at the very end that I promised you a free hustle that can make you $500, $800, $1,000+ every single month. I'm going to give that to you at the end just for being here, because you can take that. And listen, I'm giving it away for free because I'm not excited by it. But I know that for some people, an extra $1,000 a month it's meaningful. So you'll be glad to have it. And it will follow exactly the 5 steps that I'm going to give you right now. Let me show you what it looks like. Number 1, you have to be able to work from home. This is the new world that we live in. No brick and mortar, no signing leases, stay out of the commercial arena. You're looking for something that is recession proof and something that has the potential to generate $40, $50, $80, $100,000 on the side so that you can invest, own the stocks, own other companies, and do what the rich do, right? So I'm going to show you, number 1, how you work from home with endless home project leads. This leads us to the businesses that we want to support. Number 2, what businesses should you support? I'm going to show you a really cool niche. You see, everything has been virtualized, but do you know what hasn't been virtualized yet? I'm going to tell you what hasn't been virtualized. Home-based projects, handymen, construction companies, they don't have a flippin' birdie clue about how you freaking make money online. They don't know lead generation. They're swinging hammers. They literally would feel more comfortable crushing a computer with a hammer than trying to figure out how to do some kind of marketing gig or anything, or what's the social media. It sounds over stereotyped, but the truth is we are now in a digital world that is virtualized and they're lost. They don't know what to do. And you know what? If you have enough intelligence to watch this presentation tonight, I got news for you. You are tech savvy enough to do what I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to show you a simple side hustle. This is disrupting the local handyman project community because I'm going to show you how to go online and generate leads for these businesses, and they're going to give you a healthy cut and you're not going to have to do any of the work. So here's step 3, endless cheap leads. Do you see that one on the right there in gray that says sod on the left? And it says, oh, there's 43 results at 90 cents a lead. This, what you're looking at right now, is a Facebook lead. And basically, it is someone that went online and said, please, please, please give me a bid for sod. I don't want you to do sod. I just want you to win the job and give it to someone that will lay the sod. And last year, I collectively had people making millions of dollars, killing it in the sod market. That was one of my top hustles last year when COVID hit. I just said, hey, everybody, do this dumb 3-step, text this out, post this ad. People just started printing money. It was wild how far some people took that. House cleaning, super cheap leads, less than $5. Outdoor decks, you can make $500, $600, $1,000 on a deck. Those leads are less than literally $6. But a deck builder doesn't know how to do this. I've already figured out how to do it on 50 different businesses. In fact, here's that deck lead right there where you could technically snapshot that and you'd be halfway to where you need to be to literally rip off what I'm telling you how to rip off. So here's some examples, by the way. I just want you to watch this. So step 4 is called brokering for a profit. These are all fresh. On the left, I've got Itzel Gomez. He says, just closed on my first HVAC job and received $1,700. Tucker Byrne, he says, just closed a landscaping job, 27,000 square feet. Blah, 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 blah. Total profit, $7,500. Underneath that, Micah Burgess, my first job was completed today. I profited $250 off a little 1,000 square foot sod job. And then Yao Olives on the right side. One more blessing tip. Make sure to use the resources available to promote your business. This customer reached out to me after posting the Facebook yard sale. Total profit, $400, sending an additional invoice to pay themselves for pavers tomorrow, keeping momentum. Guys, here's what you're actually looking at right here. when COVID hit last year, I'm celebrating a year of telling people, here's how you spend an hour or two a day hustling that has the kind of money to either supplement your income, replace your income, or double your income. And have some people gone way beyond that? Yeah. Some people did nothing with it because they didn't follow the system. There's always going to be some of those people that do that. But the examples, I could literally put up, if I let you into my Facebook page, I could show you thousands of literal jobs that are completed and people getting paid on them, but they're not doing the work. Check this one out. This is Krista White and Clegg. She says, I got paid for my first job today, $250. By the way, $250 does not set you free. But when you spend a few minutes on the side and you make that can be game changing. Here's Laurie Swayze. Check this one out. Hey guys, the system works. I just started the latest hustle. I've been brokering the job out for $1,500. The hustle costs $900. So I'm making $600 a job. Are you guys reading that? In the last 48 hours, I closed 4 deals and made $2,400. Can we just pause on that for just a moment? I know Laurie. Like Laurie, she works with Luke. I'm about to introduce you to Luke in just a second here. And Laurie is not what you might call like a super tech savvy human being, but she just turned on the next hustle and in 48 hours closed 4 jobs and brought in $2,400 of profit. And that woman a year ago came to me and said, Kris, please, I'm a teacher. I don't ever want to teach again. Please keep me. My husband wants me to get a job. We need the money. And you know what? She never got that job because of what you're seeing right here that she's been able to do. A couple more. Troy Henderson. I've been closing 3 deals a week every day. Oh, geez. Profiting $10,000 per day. Someone reached out to freaking Troy. On the right side, Isaac Dibb. Think outside the box, y'all. I closed this deal with the City Parks Board after doing 1 porch for one of the Community Parks Committee's people. We started on a 25-foot structure contract Monday. Total job, $275,000. 15% profit. What's 15% on 275? Dude, that's like 40 grand. Cleared $40,000 on a single job. Please don't think that that's what's going to happen to you. If you're making $200, $500, or $800 for putting minimal time in, here's what I'm trying to do. Do you remember when I told you that your employees were getting a 400% return? They pay you 40 grand a year, 4 times out of 160, they're making 160,000 in revenue off you. I'm literally showing you how to stop thinking in terms of, I make $20 an hour, I make $50 an hour, I make $18 an hour, I make $15 an hour. You need to start thinking, how do I make $200 an hour? How do I make $400 an hour? How do I make $1,000 an hour? This will actually show you exactly how to do that. So with that, let me just show you a couple more things on this. We're getting to the 5th step here. All right, so step 5 is fulfill. And basically this is just when the jobs get done and completed. Now, I promised you guys at the end, hang tight, I got this $1,000 gift for all of you that follows exactly what you've seen here. And I just want to show you what it is first right now. So you're like, wait, what is it, Kris? What is it? I'll tell you right now. Watch this. Step 1, you get to work from home, you get to run ads, and you get to post on classifieds. Most of this is actually free. And it's a hustle called junk removal. People literally have junk, and when they want to get rid of it, they want someone to haul it away. Number 2, support businesses. There's a website I'm going to show you where you request quotes from junk removers. Some of them will want 80 or 100 or 200 bucks to haul that junk off, but there's always someone that'll do it for 25 bucks. Then you broker it out for a profit. You pick the cheapest quote to do the junk removal for the lead that you got. You mark up the service price. You coordinate the time for the junk remover to haul it off. And guess what? You're making $50, $100 for literally minutes of your time. And some of you will literally run with that in your back door and make $500,000 extra dollars a month. And I got to tell you something. It's cute. Like maybe you're here because you'd be happy with an extra $700 a month or $1,000 a month or even $400 a month. But I'm telling you, that's not good enough because you need how much money a year beyond your expenses? 50 to 100,000. You got to be thinking, how do I as a business owner have 1 or 2 hours a day that I can use to either supplement, replace, or double my income? I'm going to show you what that looks like. And it's not with what you're seeing here on the screen. I want to show you how to make $5,000 or $10,000 a month, which is that $50,000 to $100,000 you need, not just this cute little $500 to $1,000 a month, but it's yours. It's free. It's at the end. Give it to a teenager, right? Give your teenager an opportunity to do something kind of cool. All right. By the way, here's some pics. Literally the guide that I will send all of you at the very end will walk you through step by step, but it'll show you, like, look at here on the left, request the quote. Up here, hello, I need help with some junk removal this week. Picture attached. Shoot me over your best price. Boom. You're going to select the on button, and then all of a sudden you're going to get all of these requests. You're going to look at the cheapest one. Look at someone's charging $100, $120, $140, but look, this guy's charging $25. So you're going to now say, great, I'll pick it up for 75 or $100. Now you're making $75, $100 on that little gig right there. I'm giving that to you for free at the very end. The system knows when you get to the very end, if we're there after Q&A, I'm going to just send it out to you. And you know what? That's a cute little way to make a little bit of extra money. Let's talk about something 10 times more serious. I got some people that have been now hanging with me for a year. Listen, if we have Steve available, I would love to bring Steve on in just a second here. Check this out, guys. Steve Levitt started with me a year ago, and he had a tough job. He had just gotten started. Everything has changed for him. He's made over $300,000 in profits. He literally sent me this snapshot of his bank account. See that on the bottom left? I was like, team, put that in there. I know it sounds a little bit brazen, but $300,000 in this last year in the bank after, by the way, upgrading his vehicles, his house, his life, his everything. This is not what you should expect to have happen unless you hustle. Unless you literally go out all out like Steve did. Steve, I will tell you, is doing more than just an hour or two a day because he fell in love with it. He saw it and he ran with it. Hey, Steve, are you there, buddy? Let's pull him in. Steve, how you doing, buddy? Hey, dude, good to see you. I'm waiting for some audio. It's not coming through on my end yet, but I can see you're there in the car. 1 second. I think we're getting that audio turned on. But brother, how are you doing? Dude, can I just tell you, man, $300,000 in the bank. When you sent that to me last week, it put a smile on my face because I was just thinking, dude, way to go, stud. I am literally a freedom fighter for everyone that wants that financial freedom. You got to go out for it. You got to hustle. You got to go out and make it happen. And dude, I'm just super, super proud of you. It looks like, are we having trouble with the audio? Because if we are, we might have to come back to you in a moment if they can troubleshoot that. Just hang tight for a second. I'll see if my team can figure that out. Let's talk to someone else here that's actually been doing this as well. Wishing Steve absolutely the very best. We've got, what I want to do first is we're going to go advance to Luke because I've got him here in office while they're doing a little tech stuff. Let me introduce you, by the way, to my number one seven-figure hustle coach. Luke came into my world literally because he had experience with business. He was an entrepreneur. He wasn't playing the Facebook game the way I was. So I took him under my wing. I brought my team, my brother, my resources. We trained him up. And dude, Luke, you've been having some crazy, phenomenal success, right?
Yeah, I love it. Yep.
Dude, Luke, come over here for just a second. I want you guys to just get a chance to hear Luke. Luke, come on over here for just a second. All right. Hey, everybody, this is the one and only Luke. Doesn't he? He looks a little bit like Tom Cruise, right? Just a handsome dude. So Luke, when you got started with us, dude, you had your own business and you applied the Facebook technology to it. What happened to your business this last summer?
Yeah, we'd never done Facebook lead gen. And so we launched it. We did it for 3 months. It's a seasonal business. Mm-hmm. We did it for 3 months. It's seasonal business. And we did 60,000 extra from what we've ever done. We've been running for 10 years. We did 60 extra thousand than we've ever done. You're literally saying you made $60,000 more of profit in 3 months?
Exactly. Dude, congratulations, brother.
Thank you,
listen, it's not a surprise to me because this guy is in office and I know who he is and I know what he does. But Luke, you've also been a favorite coach for a lot of people on here. Tonight, I'm going to show you all how you can actually have Luke as your coach for the next month. Literally doing this with you so you don't mess it up. But outside of that, dude, how much money have you been helping our clients make with the hustle?
Yeah, we are definitely past the 7-figure mark. If you add up everybody that I've coached and that we've gotten together, we've made at least $1 million.
Dude, that's amazing. Dude, look, you hang tight for a second. I'm going to be bringing you back in just a second here. One more here, Tanner. Let's just see for a moment if we have Tanner who's available. Tanner, are you there right now? All right, great. Hey, Tanner, that's great that you can. I can't hear him, but. Go ahead and talk. Okay. Hey, Tanner, are you there, buddy?
Yeah. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can. Hey, let's go back to the screen. I want to actually show them this real quick, Casey. This is, let me tell you something about Tanner that's actually really unique. Tanner literally this last month got started with his family on the 7-figure hustle, but he has a sister that does eyebrow stuff. I won't even pretend. He took the same knowledge, applied it to her business. And dude, in 3.5 weeks, she made how much money? Let's go to Tanner.
Yeah, in 3.5 weeks, we were able to generate just over $7,000.
Dude, but can I just ask you a question? Like, is that typical or normal in her business?
Not usually. No.
How did she feel when that went down?
Just no words. It's kind of given a new perspective on what kind of opportunities there. And kind of the sky's the limit now. Yeah, super cool.
And I'm so glad, by the way, that you helped your sister out. What about you and your sister that are also working on this? Like, what do you think is in your sights for the next couple of weeks?
Oh man. Well, we've been talking about scaling it to multiple 6 figures this year. So she's looking at bringing more people on to work for her, and just going to be expanding out and kind of applying the same strategy to multiple different things. And it works. Just being consistent and running the system. It's built to work.
Awesome, brother. Dude, I'm excited for you. Thank you for hopping on tonight for just a minute to share that experience. I think it's super, super awesome. Listen, for all of you that are joining us, let me show you something really cool here that we're going to be doing right now. I already told you about Luke and the people that he's been helping. This is what I'm doing tonight. Tonight, I shared with you guys my formula. I told you what I think you should do, but here's what I'm going to do before we get to Q&A. I want to give you an opportunity to hang with me, and in the next just handful of minutes, I want to share with you something I want to do with 250 people that want to financially change their lives forever. Before I do that, I want to give Steve one more shot. Let's see if tech can pull Steve in and see if we've got him right here with us. Steve, can you hear me now there, brother? Okay. You know what? I thought we might be able to get it going. I can't hear you entirely, but just do me a favor. Will you give us a thumbs up if you like your experience and the money you're making? Hey, we'll take that. Awesome, brother. So guys, listen, I'm looking for 250 people that want to do something I've never done before. I want to take the best of the stock world. I want to take the best of smart money moves. I want to take the best of business and the best of real estate. And I'm going to combine all of it right now in a really incredible way. I want to make sure that everyone here has a chance to succeed. So let me share with you what this looks like. You're going to want to pay attention if you can do 3 things. Number 1, are you capable of following instructions? And will you text people for business? That's the first question. Because if you're like, Kris, I suck with instructions and I won't text people for business, then you should tune out just the next 10 minutes. Don't worry, breathe. We'll get to Q&A. You'll get your free hustle at the end. But number 2, can you reach out for help? Come back. Can you reach out for help when you need it? Because by the way, I'm going to give you a coach, and I'm going to, for the first time, actually show up and be a coach to you live. And then number 3, I really want to know whether or not you are actually ready to change your life forever. I'm going to introduce something here called Kris Krohn's Wealth Builder Bundle, your 5-step solution. Guys, it's too late. It's your 5-step solution to building wealth through active and passive income. So you're going to want to take note of this. What it is it's 5 steps, and I want you to check it out right now. By the way, if you want to be one of my 250, I want you to light it up in the chat. I want to feel it right now because I'm going to do something. You guys know that I'm always outdoing myself. I'm about to do it right now. Check it out. Last year when COVID hit, I created a 7-figure hustle, and I basically said, here are 6 businesses, and you can have those 600 businesses. And what did people pay to get that? They paid $997. And let me tell you part 2 that came with. It came with me having already proven out the 6 businesses that'll work in spring, summer, fall, winter, because I don't want you to have one stream of income. I want you to have multiple streams of income. That right there, all of the proof on how to do it is also $997. The third thing, however, this is brand new. I'm actually going to give you 30 days of weekly live coaching with Luke as your coach. Like, Luke is the one that is actually going to coach you through this. That's $2,500 that people pay for that you don't. I'm literally just giving it to you because we're doing something different. This is the new norm. Are you going to show up and do you want to win? And then we're going to get a little crazy. I'm also going to throw into my Wealth Builder Bundle, part 4, 90 days of live mindset mentoring with me. I'm going to teach you how to think like a multimillionaire. It is the psychology. Yesterday when I was with Dolph DeRoos, can I just tell you, he literally bawled when I told him how I could rip into the psychology of any person's mind, isolate their limiting beliefs, and turn them around. He invited me to be a speaker at his 50,000 person event to share the stage with him and perform this work of transformation. I'm going to be giving that to you for the next 90 days. And people that have gone through that, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's a game changer. So that's $3,000 again that you don't have to pay for. And then here's the 5th and final part. We have the coolest online community for people that are doing this. 7-figure hustle. My coaches are here hanging out. Our successful superstars are hanging out, and everyone is sharing success with each other. I made $200. I made $1,000. I made $10,000. And this is valued. It's really priceless. They put a stupid $1,000 value on it. It really should just be valued at, priceless. But here's what we're doing. This entire 7-figure hustle program from last year was $997 is now valued at $8,485 because we've added all the live coaching that we've never had before. So Frank and Jen, check out. It's about to go down. That entire program is literally available tonight with 100% satisfaction guarantee. I'll show you my money, your guarantee for $997. I basically said, guys, let's double down on the value. I'm actually going to be involved and mentor with you. I've got my top coach mentoring with you because this is your opportunity to take financial control of your life. So those are the 5 things that you're going to get. I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's pretty exciting. My team's now going to go ahead and have Colton drop in the chat a link for that. But first, it's bonus time. And I have 5 crazy bonuses that I want to give you right now. Some of them are out of this world insane. And literally, I had a person in my company threatening to walk if we were going to give this away. I said, listen, we've got to be cutting edge. It's a new world that we live in. So here's bonus number 1. This one, if you join 7-figure hustle, I'm going to give it to you for life. You're going to get lifetime access. You're not going to have to pay for that. I'm giving that extra $1,000 for free. Bonus number 2. Remember when I talked about life insurance bank accounts and it took me 10 years to find the company to do it? This is Rob Gill. This dude knows how to open up for free, by the way, your life insurance bank account, as many as you want, to get a 4% guaranteed growth, the 1 to 3% dividends, become legally untouchable like a Swiss bank account. You can borrow from it and you can still be earning 2, 3, 4% in it while your money is doing other things like I talked about tonight. Now, Rob does one other thing. He saves the average person that he works with $9,000 a year on just smart money moves. So they do a cash flow analysis and he's going to show you, I don't know if he can save you $9,000 because sometimes he saves someone $20,000, but even if he can save you $5,000, I think there's incredible value in that. You're going to get to work with Rob Gill and his team for free as a bonus just for doing this. Okay, bonus number 3, 2 live event tickets. Whether my next event is live in person because we've got all the masks coming off and the world is changing, or whether you want to join me digitally, I've got 2 tickets that are VIP for you. It's $3,000 that I'm throwing in there. All right, 3 bonuses, 2 to go. And now you need to listen up because this is where it gets crazy. This is what I've never done before. And my CEO and my COO were definitely not pleased that I wanted to do this. There's some consternation, but we decided to move forward. Sometimes that's the benefit of owning your own company. Here's bonus number 4. And by the way, now it's all coming together. Check it out. When you make your first $10,000 in this program, I'm going to give you my $5,000 real estate partnering program for free. And here's what it means. One of my best deals in the best markets, I'm going to give you at 0 cost. All you have to do is make your first $10,000 in 7-figure hustle. It never expires. Whether it takes you 2 weeks, 2 months, or whether it takes you 5 months, and then you make $10,000 in revenue, not profit. I'm doing this because I want you to jumpstart your business and I don't want you to buy and sit back. You're not allowed to do that. When you make your first $10,000, I'm going to give you my $5,000 real estate partnering program for free. It'll allow you to do one deal with me in my hot market. Now, here's why I'm doing this. And I need you to watch this before I share my final crazy bonus. I told you that business is for you to make an extra $50,000 to $100,000 more than your expenses so that you have the money to move into life insurance that can piggyback right into real estate, where you can take $50,000. By the way, $50,000 in real estate over 20 years, I turned into $4.3 million. That's what a 25% compounding ROI is compared to 401ks and IRAs. That's why it's important that I actually give you my real estate program that people every day pay $5,000 for it. I'm giving it to you for free. And my team literally, I had some people that literally were getting cross-eyed crazy. Like, I can't believe that you're going to do that, because every day people are paying for that. Now, you do need to understand there's only 250 people that I'm letting have that, because it's I'm giving away millions of dollars. I don't know if you can do the math on that, but I'm giving millions of dollars away tonight. And that's the 4th of 5 bonuses. So this is, by the way, I do need you to understand that those 250 people, they're getting that training live with me. Now, here's the fifth bonus and the final thing that I want to share. I pay thousands. In the last 30 days alone, I've paid over $10,000 to research companies to know the top 15 stocks that in the next 5 to 10 years have the highest chance, literally, of hitting 5,000 to 10,000% ROI. I decided to take all my research, my personal portfolio, I've bundled it and all of my research together. And they say it's valued at $5,000, but literally for that, I paid over $10,000 for it. I'm going to give you that immediately for free as a fifth and final bonus if you decide to come on board. And let me show you what that does right here. On the left side, you see the 7-figure hustle program right here. The live coaching with Luke, the live coaching with me. But on the right side, you see my bonuses and those big ones at the very bottom right there. A free real estate partner deal with me in one of my heart markets where I'll do all of the work. It's passive to you. And all you have to do is come up with the down payment. I'll do everything. And then you get all of my hot stock market tips that I paid $10,000 for on research just in the last 30 days. And that is valuing a total of $23,967. And guess what? And what are we doing with that $23,967? That is what we're giving you for $997, only live to the first 250 people that get started with this. This is everything that you need to become financially free. Do you remember when I told you that I moved my money into life insurance and then I put it into dividend paying stocks and then I put it into real estate and it doubles my cash flow? That's what I'm doing for you. I'm telling you with the wealthiest people are doing this. They're making money everywhere in multiple places at once, which is why I said, guys, let's go crazy. Let's take this wealth builder bundle and let's combine all of those together. And that's what you have right here. This is the most generous thing I think we've ever given away before. My team only felt comfortable saying that it was a $23,967 value. It's well over $30,000. I think people can see that. But in the world that we live in today, people are definitely needing some help. So here's what you need to see. It checks off all the boxes. I shared with you the portfolio earlier. Step 1, own market-proof business. Number 2, get live life insurance and hot stock picks. Number 3, invest in real estate, buy houses. And step 4, enjoy your wealth. That is everything that is included here. It's like your most well-rounded education on everything money and finance. And listen, if you go ahead and click offers right there, team, have we dropped that in, Colton? We literally have people that are just starting to jump in that. You guys can see what I can see. You see that we have 4,000 live people participating in this training right now. That entire program will be gone. It'll sell out. It'll be gone. And so I want to make sure you can get questions answered. So there's 2 things I need to do right now before I open it up to Q&A. Number 1, I want to share with you my 2 times money back guarantee. I have a lifetime double your money back guarantee. It says this: if you purchase this package and complete all the video modules, you watch everything and you do everything, and if you don't at least double your money, I will double your money back, which means I'm writing you a $2,000 check. And you know what? I'm not going to have to do it one time. Do you know why? Because the right people are going to get involved. They're going to use the system, and I'm doing something I've never done before. Check it out. When you make your first $10,000 going live with Luke and me on the mindset and he on the technical and getting started, your first 10 grand is literally going to get you access to a real estate deal. You make your first 50,000 in profits, you pop it into real estate, but not before running it through your smart move life insurance bank account that you'll pick that positive arbitrage on, not before you can move it into dividend paying stocks that I'm going to educate and show you exactly how to do. You're literally going to feel like a freaking financial genius just by implementing these basic steps. And if you repeat that year over year over year, you are going to become a multi-millionaire. So there's the money back guarantee, because there's always someone a little bit worried. What if it doesn't work? I'm like, dude, listen, I'll put my money where my mouth is. I got 3 million organic views a day. I have the reputation that I have because I always follow through on my commitments and I over deliver. You see that? I'm not giving you $1,000 for $1,000 of value. We're over delivering 30-fold. So I've just added here. You literally right now can just add in the cart. You can click the button. You can call my team. Do you see that phone number? By the way, the first 54 are already gone. There's 196 left. That phone number, 801-894-9416. If you call, you're going to get a member of my team. It might go to voicemail. They'll call you back shortly. That's there to answer questions. If I just was confusing tonight, if I said something that didn't resonate or make sense with you, then I've got that phone number there. And listen, I don't want anyone to be afraid. This will run out, and it's not for everyone. But do you know why I do it this way? Do you know why I limit this offer? I want you to listen to me right now. It's not because I'm a douchebag. It's because I don't want to work with slowpokes. It's because I don't like fence sitters. People that are not ready. I respect you if you're not ready. Be a yes or be a no. But if you're a maybe, I don't want to work with you. And so people that wait to the last possible minute before they pull out their credit card and decide to get started, they make the worst clients. I want someone that is freaking like, I've been waiting for my mentor to show up and drop this level of value. I can't believe he's giving me a stock portfolio. I can't believe he's giving me my free life insurance bank account. I can't believe he's giving me a free real estate program. All I got to do is make money on the side, put up an hour or two. It is the craziest thing I've ever done. So if it seems like I'm being a little bit brash, or maybe I'm just intense or excited, it's because I'm pumped that we could come up with such a crazy value exchange. So guys, you can click it on the side. You click on offers. You can see the link right there. You can get started. You can call that phone number. Let me put it up one more time. We are literally getting ready to go into open Q&A. And this is the time to be asking questions, because I've got Marianne right now with my team looking for your questions that you're asking right now. So she's pulling them aside. I think we just have one or two more slides. Let's first, by the way, also take care of who the contest winner is. We're going to give $100 away right now. We're going to Venmo or PayPal it right to you, but it's based on a poll that we're about to pop up. So team, Colton, can we launch the poll? Okay, guys, we're just getting ready to put the poll up. You get to vote on the top answer for the number one limiting belief of 2021. And then we're going to Venmo $100 to the winner. You guys get to decide who that winner is. It's also just giving you a second here to get your questions figured out, because guess what we talked about tonight? My personal private real estate investment opportunity. I've been sharing with you my power team of 200 experts. We go into the best markets and buy the very best real estate. But my stock portfolio, and then of course I've got my whole life insurance bank account. I'm literally dropping every gold nugget that I possibly can at a price I never have before. And here's what I want to do. You see Steve, that in a year upgraded his cars, his house, his lifestyles, everything, and put 300 grand in the bank. That gets me jazzed. By the way, you don't have to become a millionaire overnight for me to get jazzed. I get jazzed if you just text me and say, hey, Kris, I just want to let you know that I have an extra $2,000 a month. And that literally, that made up the difference for my spouse's lost income, or we've been able to replace her income or the job that we lost. Or I've got kids that need to go to college, or I literally don't have money for diapers. That has to end. My most painful financial moment in my life was when I walked in on my wife in tears because I couldn't put food on the table. And my life is now dedicated. You'll see me the next decade, two decades, 3 decades. Hopefully by then we get billions of views on our videos, and we're changing the entire world, showing you how to be financial geniuses. And by the way, the poll is up right now so that you can vote on who gets the $100, but we only have 158 spots left. So the first almost 100 are actually gone right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that phone number back up on the screen. So click over. Yeah, thank you. Guys, the poll is up. If you click on poll right there, there's a red button on the side of your screen, and you get a chance right now to vote. And it says, I'm just waiting for the world to go back. That's Dakota S. Good things come to those who wait, Bobby W. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, Edwin. If you can't be done perfectly, why bother? And it could never happen for me, Marcus M. Vote on one of those right now. Just click one of them. If you click, you're participating. You're dropping your vote, because we're going to end the poll in just a minute. We're going to give $100 away. And in the meantime, if you're thinking, you know what? I've been watching you freaking Kris Krohn forever, and I get a chance to freaking mentor with you, your top coach, Luke. I get to actually work with you and develop the mindset that beasted you into the man with the results that you have today. You're going to freaking bring in the real estate, the smartest stocks potentially on the planet and business, and wrap that in a bow. Yeah, I've never done that before. I'm going to learn a lesson tonight. Was that dumb? Was that crazy? Was that too much? It might be too much. Listen, the poll is going to end in how many? Guys, the poll has just ended. Do we have a winner? Yeah. Just tell me, what's the winner? Right now, I want to know who my winner is. Okay, guys, Marcus M. And it was... It could never happen for me. It could never happen for me. Marcus, that is the best, most pathetic limiting belief that everyone agrees represents 2021. And tonight, I hope that everyone's changing their tune and saying, it's my time. it's my time for me to make that happen. So my team's messaging you right now. They're either going to Venmo or PayPal you directly $100. Thank you for playing. Marianne, we've got some questions, right? Let's go ahead and put the phone number back on the screen for anyone that has that. Let's do some Q&A here.
Absolutely. So the first question was from Tim Erickson. What are the best side hustles for broke college students?
All right. Let's talk about college students. I was with Dolph DeRoos yesterday in my office. And you know what we both shared in common? We both got rich while we were in college. The truth is that we have 6 hustles that work in the summer and that work in the winter. So right now we are transitioning into spring. So if you're a college kid, I need you to be really clear right now. A hustle does not mean get in your car and go somewhere. It means from your dorm room, you're using your cell phone and the internet, you're generating leads and you're passing them off to businesses and you're getting paid in the middle. So when you say, Tim, like, what's the best? Here's the answer. Whatever works and makes the most money, bro. Like you don't need to use any other filter than right now. People need help. You can bridge the gap for handymen between the projects that people want and their lack of ability to get to the contractors. And you get to make money in the middle for doing that. That's the best. Next.
Awesome. We have Tyler Ellis. How many rental properties did you have when you realized you were financially successful?
All right. When I realized I was financially successful, my wife and I had a goal. Honey, get him over here real quick. My wife and I, we set a goal. We were literally in our very first home. We were on our living room floor. We had, dude, come over here. You got to share this. We had just bought our house in Pleasant Grove. And we had, for the first 3 months, that extra $600 a month. We were living for free because our basement paid for our mortgage. Sorry, there's.
Oh my gosh! Now I can hear you guys. Get a room.
My chair can't support my weight.
Get
my wife's taking me to the ground. Clen, do you remember after we figured out that we were like paying off all that debt, and we had that extra $600 left over? You and I made a goal. We said there's a certain number of houses that we want to consider ourselves financially free. Do you remember what our financial goal was on how much money that we needed to make?
We wanted passively $10,000 a month.
We decided that 20 homes would be $10,000 a month and then I could quit my job. And she said, honey, go get it. It was one of the coolest things. It was like a killer moment for me. So
he asked me to throw him a retirement party.
I did. It was kind of cute. I'm like, because I was 26 years old, but I actually.
And I did.
And you did. It was a great party. And I always said, my company never gave me a plaque. Give me an award. My wife literally made me an award. What did it even say? Like, congratulations, honey. You became financially free and you stiffed your boss and you don't have to work anymore. I don't know. This is kind of funny. But seriously, there's the answer to that. Thank you, honey. Appreciate it. All right. Good question. So 25 homes is when I quit my job, but 20 homes, 10 grand a month was what I wanted to basically say, hey, I'm now financially free.
Awesome. Okay. We have another one from Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson. Is that your real name?
I don't know. Could be the Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson.
Right. Okay. This one asks really interesting. How did you feel when you bought your first house?
Okay. When I bought my very first house, I want to tell you that there were 2 parts to that. I was at the title company and I was closing on it. And I was terrified that someone was fleecing me. Something's wrong. I can't be buying this house 30% below market. So literally, you know how you have to sign your name 200 times to buy a house? I read through everything. It took me, I think, 5 hours. I was so scared. When it was done and I finally signed the last signature, I pulled up to my brand new house. My realtor had bought me and my wife a pizza from our favorite place. And as we sat there and the sun was setting, I was left with this feeling, all the fear and anxiety was gone. And I said, you know what, this is going to work. And I had this intuitive spiritual feeling that just said, this is good. This is what needs to be. By the way, just update for my team. I just want to recognize Robert C for getting started, James T and Ashley Lee for getting started. Guys, there's only 112 left, which means that, tonight when it's over, it's going to be over. The fat lady will sing.
Everyone in the room goes quiet.
What does that mean? Okay. Marianne, next question.
Okay. This one's from Anthony Madrano,
what's up, Anthony?
Calling out to you from YouTube. He's been watching you there for a while. What do you do first? Find a mentor or save for a down payment on an investment home? Okay. Anthony, listen, I got to tell you this one right now. Find a mentor before you save for something that you don't even know what you're doing. You need instruction. And here's why. A mentor has shortcuts. So if you guys are taking action on a half-baked plan, I promise you there's always a faster way. Like, think about what I'm doing for you tonight. I'm not saying make money in months from now. I'm saying make money in days from now. That's literal. That's real. Like, Luke, if they start applying everything, are they literally months
or days away from making money? If they take action, what's more real?
They're days away.
They're days away, right?
Lori, in 2 days.
In 2 days, Lori brought in
it's crazy.
$2,400.
This is the most valuable thing that's out there.
Now, by the way, here's a good expectation. Be at it for a week or two, right? Money's going to start flowing in. You're going to start saving 50 to 100 grand more than you need for your expenses. You're going to put that into real estate. You're going to put that into the smart stocks with 5,000 to 10,000% ROI. All right. Awesome. Next question.
Awesome. We have a question from Sam Bayamarov.
Sam, what's up, buddy?
I'm messing that up. I
Sam
apologize.
B. We're going to call him Sam B. What's up, Sam B?
Sam. Okay. He's in California. He said, how do we start in the real estate path? How can a person buy houses in the areas where homes cost millions?
Okay. So Sam, listen, I just got to bring it back to what I shared with you tonight. Don't buy a house as an 18-year-old in California for millions. What I want you to do is make more money than you need for your expenses. People say, Kris, I want to make millions in real estate. I say, great. Make sure that you've got all your bases covered, because if your bases aren't, then you're going to force real estate to do things that are often unnatural, or you'll get into flipping or wholesaling, which in and of itself is really limiting, because that's actually just a job in real estate. So these hustles that I'm talking about, Sam B, these are used to make sure that you're making that 50 to 100 grand more than what your expenses are. What I'm going to do, after you made your first 10 grand, which is a milestone that some of you will do in weeks and some of you will do in months. Once you've hit that, you're automatically going to have me take you into the very best markets. When it's time to buy your next property, I'm going to show you how to take a nation of 324 markets, and I'm going to show you why location, I only invest in the top 3. Why? Because that's how I'm getting 25 to 35% ROIs. That's how I'm doubling my money every other year. So should you invest in New York and California in these expensive markets? Listen now. If you're considering buying an investment property over $300,000, I'm going to tell you all day, stop. Don't do that. Go somewhere smarter and better. And I'm an access point for you to be able to do that, or keep watching my YouTube and I'll make sure that you get that education. Okay, someone else has a question on the guarantee, so we're just going to bring that up. For that individual that was asking, here's the simple guarantee. Use the program. If you use the program and you don't double your money, then I will double pay you back. So I'm gonna stroke you a $2,000 check if you don't double your money. You just got to follow the program. That's the guarantee. Guys, we have just 78 left, which is, I'm here to do Q&A and hang with you guys. But for my action takers, we have 78 that are trying to get in. Obviously, there's the phone number. Put that back up real quick. Connor C, welcome. Wally S, Joseph F. Guys, I'm so excited. Listen, for you guys, I want you to know I'm going to be your private mentor for the next 3 months. And don't be surprised if I take you into places so vulnerable with some shock that you might think, am I even in the right room? But listen, I'm not the real estate guy. I'm the guy that will take care of the real estate between your ears. When we fix this, the money flows. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I got Luke over here that's going to be super technical training, because he's in a race in those first 30 days to get you to $10,000, because some of you are going to do that, because I want you to already start qualifying for going into real estate markets with me where you don't have to buy my program. Let's just go to town and buy. All right, Marianne, next question.
Awesome. We got Michael Wasserman.
Michael Wasserman?
Yeah, that's it.
Michael, what's up, brother?
He's got a very cool question. What does cash on cash even mean? What does that mean when you say that?
Okay, I got to break it down. Okay, when you invest in a property, there's multiple types of ROIs. One of them is what's called cash on cash. I put $1 in and I get back 6 pennies every single year. Remember when I told you that if you first run that $1 through life insurance and dividend paying stocks, that 6 pennies doubles to 12 pennies. But that's what cash on cash means. It means the part of the ROI that you get to realize every year with cash in hand. Then you have the property going up in value. That's called appreciation or growth. And that's how we get to the rest of the 25 or 35%. That's before we even take the tax benefits into account. That's crazy. By the way, guys, now we're just down to 62 left. Giovanna P, Austin A, and Ephraim J. I just want to congratulate you guys. Thank you for going ahead and moving forward and getting started. Listen, we're signing up to play not for 12 months. We're playing for life. We're playing for keeps. I keep up on my students, the ones that continue smashing it and killing it and say, Kris, give me more. I want multiple streams of income. I will show you how to play the game as smart and as fast as you want. So congratulations. Welcome to my inner circle. We are going to have such a great time together. Next question, Marianne.
This one comes from Jose Duran.
What's up, Jose?
He says, I have credit. I have some cash, about 30K, but I don't have a job. What would you do in this situation, Kris?
Okay, Jose, you got a good question. He says, I've got great credit, but I don't have a job. but I got $30,000. First of all, I usually buy in markets where even though the prices in real estate are crazy, I'm still buying houses for, guess what? Between $150,000 and $200,000. So a down payment on that is going to be a lot closer, Jose, to $40,000 on like the low end. So here's what I would say. You got to find a way to get just a little bit more money. Like if you participate in this hustle, get the next $10,000, put it towards a deal, and you're there. Then you're saying, but Kris, if I don't have a job, I can't qualify with the mortgage. Jose, I want you to listen really carefully to me right now. I need you to understand that you don't take advice from a bank or your credit score or your wallet when it comes to doing real estate. When people partner with me, automatically you're getting access to my private real estate fund with other investors that are not using credit. So guess what? If you don't have a job, that ain't stopped me, and that's definitely not going to stop you. So just know that if you get started with me, I got a way around it. And if you want it, I could give you 10 other ways around it. But I think that's just an easy one that you'll be able to qualify for. So Jose, great question. Thank you. All right, real quick, Micah W and Ryan B and Carlos A. Welcome, guys. I'm so excited to connect with you. My team is literally, as soon as you sign up, they're sending you an email with how you access everything, a video of me introducing you to Rob Gill for your free life insurance bank account. We're sharing with you a membership portal and access so you can sign up. And literally, even though you're going to get 30 days of training with Luke, you could in the next 24 hours rip through all the training and actually get started before you even have your first live session with Luke or me, which is pretty awesome. Next question, Marianne.
Awesome. This one comes from Pedro Bravo Jr.
Pedro, what's up, buddy?
He says, hey, Kris, I know how you say that we shouldn't put money in 401ks, index funds, or more, but what should we do when we retire?
Okay, good question. Okay, Pedro, I want you to listen very, very carefully, okay? I'm going to teach you why Andrew Carnegie said, by the way, he was the richest man in the world 100 years ago. The dude said that 90% of all millionaires make it in real estate. Here's what you're going to do. You're not going to go 401ks, IRAs. You're not going with index funds because those are earning an average of 6% over 30 years. So by the way, 50 grand over 20 years will turn into $160,000. Pretty impressive with compound interest. 50 grand turning into 160. But guess what? You can't retire on 160,000 in the same period of time with 25% real estate, 25% ROI real estate. I turned 50 grand into $4.3 million. So what is that $4.3 million doing? Oh, it's sitting in piles and piles and piles of paid off homes. Like, for example, imagine that you were renting a house for $2,000 a month and you had no mortgage. You had minimal expenses. You had a little bit of insurance. You had taxes. You're pocketing $1,800 a month. Now multiply that by 10 houses, $18,000 a month. Guess what? My money is coming from paid off real estate. My money is not coming from, a financial planner that wants to annuitize my money, have it earning 3 or maybe 4%. Did you know if you give them $1 million, they're going to basically give you $3,000 a month? Can you imagine being a millionaire and then saying, great, the financial planning the financial planning system wants to pay me a whopping $3,000 a month. I'm going to be rich. Dude, that money will not get you anywhere. It won't take you anywhere. It won't mean anything from you. And team, I'm firing this chair when we're done. Apparently, I go to the gym too much because I am too heavy to sustain it for little people. That's the second one this week. I took 2 chairs down. Guys, you know what they really call me? They call me accident prone. Accident Krohn. Because I test the veracity of things and I just break things on accident.
Stop touching it.
Everyone says don't touch that. All right, guys. Next question. I'm sorry. I'm diverting. I want to be useful for you guys. Let's go.
Awesome. Okay, we've got Avex Beyond.
Avex?
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool name. That's
cool.
That's a new one for me, buddy. What's your question, Avex?
How do you buy/hire your team? For example, realtors, property managers, and more.
Okay, great question. So when I get in the game of real estate, I have a team. Now I call it a team of 200 experts, but it all comes down to the same group of people. Number one, I got my researchers. These spin off from my realtors. Basically, this team will siphon through thousands of deals to find a handful of the ones that I want. Next, I have my lending team that can line up the loans or my fund to get around the bank so that I can buy real estate. The third thing that I do is I go through the purchase process, make sure I get the right kind of property under contract. So I have a verification team. And then after that, I've got my rehab team that's got to go in, get everything up to snuff, rehabbed and fixed and repaired. Then I got my property management teams that for me in bulk will do things for, sometimes 6, 7, or 8% as opposed to 10% because I deal in bulk. So I get better deals than anyone else. My rehabbers charge me 30% less. Across the board, I'm able to, because I have constant flow of business and deal flow, I get all these people pulling in. And most of these people are paid third party, which is pretty cool, right? Like the realtors are getting paid from the person I'm buying the house from. The bank is paying the loan officers. Property managers, they're getting a cut from the from the rent money that they're collecting as they're managing the property. So great question. There's some videos coming out on my YouTube channel shortly explaining, and some that have already come out explaining how I build power teams, what it costs to do it, what they cost to you when you build them, how you can literally rent mine out for a fraction of the cost. So lots of knowledge there on power teams. Great question. Thank you.
Awesome. We got a couple shout outs to new buyers, Trevor Allen and Michael Brixey. Congratulations.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome, welcome. So glad to be working with you.
Okay, another question from Sky Singh. How does this work in Canada?
Okay, I'm going to answer how this works in Canada, but here's my question to you. Does one of you have a question for my wife? Like, can we embarrass her tonight? Is there a question?
Oh, look at her face.
You,
right now.
she's
Oh
freaking out right now. You got a chance to ask me a question that I'll have my wife answer. Because you know what, dude, there's always the skeptic out there. It's like, oh yeah, Kris Krohn, he's just that online, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I get it, right? If you've never met me before, you just saw like 10 of my TikToks, you're probably thinking, all right, like, is this guy even for real? Ask my wife a question. All right, back to the question. Canada, how does this work in Canada? First of all, 7-figure hustle is international. Literally, I am not doing any translation work for you. You've got to do the translation work, but I've got people killing it in Canada. I got people killing it from Singapore. I got people killing it all over the world. So what you need to understand is that Facebook is global. The strategy is global, and literally it translates verbatim globally. In many cases, internationally, you have a bigger advantage because frankly, America is quite capitalistic and it's usually a little bit more advanced in its strategies. And often the rest of the world is a little bit further behind. That's not supposed to be a knock. It just means that your price per lead is often lower and a less tapped market. So Canada, that's a cakewalk. Great question. By the way, same for real estate.
Awesome. Another one from Jessica Rodriguez.
Jessica, hey, I love it. We've got our females representing. You unfortunately only represent 13% of everyone watching tonight. So girl power. Here we go.
Okay, Jessica. She says, what packages do you offer if I want to only learn about real estate and health insurance? Okay, so really, really, really good question. So first of all, go ahead and put that phone number on the screen because I want Jessica to see something. When you call that phone number 801-894-9416, you're going to speak to a member of my team that this is not their normal job. Their normal job is helping qualify people for real estate partnerships. And so there's a process that they go through. If you were to call them up right now and say, hey, you know what? I want to buy a home with Kris. They will literally say, great. I need to, first of all, interview you. I need to check you out. We need multiple conversations. And then I need you to write a check for $4,997. Tonight, for the $997, that's just all included. So you don't have to do that. But they're knowledgeable to educate you on all of those different options of like, well, Kris, what if I want to buy 10 homes with you or 20 homes with you? Same thing. If you want to access like my life insurance teams, I'm going to tell you right now that those teams in general, they do something special for me that they don't for other people. They work with accredited investors and millionaires. And I made a deal with them. I said, guys, listen, I know that you want to work with people that are millionaires so that you can manage big money, but I need you to do me a solid. I need you to do this life insurance banking for people that are starting with like either nothing or a little bit, or who knows, maybe 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or $1 million. Like I need you to supply that for everybody. So in this program, they're actually doing me a favor. They're doing a favor for you. There's a lot of relationship capital and there's arms that I'm twisting to basically make tonight possible for you. But that phone number will answer the rest of your questions. So Jessica, really great question. Thank you for answering that. Awesome. A couple more welcomes. We've got Brad Miles.
Brad,
Jonathan,
welcome.
Gabriel, Matthew, Samuel, Joan, Dan, and Ethan. Long list right there.
Guys, welcome. So glad to have you. Thank you.
Awesome. We got a question from Jonathan Hicks. This is
Jonathan Hicks. Here we go.
You're going to like that you asked this one.
All right.
Will we get the chance to talk to you face-to-face or FaceTime for the mindset training, or is this just pre-recorded?
No. So I'm so glad that you asked that. So my training is live to you, which means when I do it, when I say be prepared for something vulnerable, oh, I'm supposed to hold this up. Just some of you are like, is this pre-recorded tonight? How do I get it to focus? Does that give you is there a date on there? It's right there, March 11th. Guys, so this is not pre-recorded and neither will those be. So when I make promises, I always over-deliver. When I say that you need to be showing up vulnerable, it's because when I mentor you, I will literally be picking one of you off of that Zoom. I'm going to freaking dive into your soul. I'm going to tear it wide open. I'm going to find out why your past failures are holding you back today. And then we're going to fix it together and then we're going to sew you back up. And guess what, Marianne, can I just ask, Is that a misrepresentation of actually what happens when I do breakthroughs with people? That's spot on.
It's really hard to say the magic that happens when those go
Yeah.
down. You know,
There's nothing pre-recorded. Those will be intimate. Those will be us, you and me together. And those are some of my favorite special sessions. Doing it for a group this size, those of you getting started right here, is not something that I normally do. And I will be honest, when people mentor with me one-on-one, you know, they're writing a multiple six-figure check. So I love, what I'm excited about is saying, hey, COVID is creating a real mess for people. Let's create a real solution. And so I'm thrown into, like, I am here with you, and we're going to sling mud and do whatever we need to like fix stuff. We're all going to learn and grow together, and it's going to be life-changing. By the way, when I put these programs together, I always tell my team, I'm like, guys, 10 times the value. If someone bought this and said $997 just to mentor with Kris Krohn for 90 days,
this is insane.
that would be one of the best investments of their life. If they said, what if I just want to do that because I want to make a quick 10 grand in business, but just literally get a freebie 5K into Kris's real estate partner program? Listen, I would call you a hacker. I don't know what you're interested in, but you can hack any part of this program because I'm just giving it all to you. And I can also tell you, I've never given this much away for free before. This is, listen, I want you guys to get this. I'm very well to do. My net worth grows and expands more the year after than the year previous. And I haven't changed my lifestyle in over a decade. More money does not produce more meaning. I am trying to create a brand of global influence to teach people how to do money intelligently and spiritually. There's a God connection there that people miss out on. People mistake it. They see the greed. They see the selfish. They see the ego. And I hope that together we can transcend that, and you can actually see it for what it really is actually supposed to be, which is us doing a greater good in the world together. My foundation for my wife and I is the most important thing that comes next in our life. Literally, we were on were we not on a foundation meeting this morning and saying, guys, we have dumped way more money in this foundation, serve more people. Was that not the purpose of the foundation meeting? Was help more people, spend more money faster. And you got tasked to find more worthy causes for us to just give money to. So, dude, I like Dale Carnegie's game. I'm going to make $1 billion in the first half of my life. I'm going to spend the second half giving it away. I don't know if that'll happen. It's what I want to see happen. All right, next question.
Okay, awesome. This one comes from Andres Estrada.
Andres
And you
Estrada.
Kalen here, so he's helping you out here. Has your wife supported you 100% as if she has the moments, or were there moments that both of you didn't agree
Come on,
in a
Clan.
business decision? Kalen,
Come
get up
on,
here.
Clan.
You can't hide behind the camera all the time.
I got to say something first before I turn it over to my wife. I will say that when I got started on my journey of wealth, other than my wife, I did not feel anybody supporting me, and no one had my back. And my wife was scared and she was nervous, but I am proud to say that my wife has been my greatest supporter. She's an amazing mother over our 4 children. I'm glad that she doesn't have to have a career. She doesn't want a career. I think I'm her career. My wife is.
I told you the other day, it's a full-time job just being your wife.
Yeah, but honey, why don't you give me the answer?
So for sure, there's times where I was nervous, especially at the beginning. I mean, over the last 15 years, there's been times where businesses, been up and down and struggles trying to figure out how to do it all. But did I ever not support you? No, you've been absolutely amazing. But I want to say that I know how common it is for someone to feel like, oh no, my spouse won't support my action tonight if I sign up and do this thing. And I have something to say to that. And Glenn, if you disagree, I want you to tell me right now, because we only have literally 31 spots left. My team is telling me Samuel, Joan, and Dan just took the most recent 3 spots. With 31 left, here's what I want you to understand. There comes a time in your life when your spouse married you to stand up and do what they married you for, or why they're with you. And that doesn't always mean agreeing with them or going with them. I like to keep the peace, honestly, like the next person. But there was a time when I had to step up and be a man and do what I needed to do, whether I had my spouse's support or not. I was going to do it anyway, not to defy her, not to create friction, and not because I didn't want to get some nookie. It was because I had a job to do.
Okay.
I had a very real responsibility in being a man. I made her a promise that I was going to take care of her at all costs, no matter what. And I made her a promise. I said, I'm going to give you everything. And I know some of you are watching this and you've made that promise, but you haven't figured out how yet. And I can't promise that tonight will be the solution. I can just tell you that when you get enough mentoring and you try enough, And if you get past the valley of despair, when you just want to give up and you push through, that's when you win. And that's when it's real. And that's when it works. So
I agree with you.
love you, babe. All right.
Oh.
My chair is losing power again. I got to share one other thing. I had a buddy of mine. I know Marianne's teeing up the next question, but I had a buddy of mine that literally joined this program last year. And then he called me up and he said he wanted a refund. And you know what I said to him? I said, listen, follow all the proper guarantees, this and that, and I'll just give you a refund. No problem whatsoever. I said, but can I tell you something? Because I actually knew this person personally. I said, my experience of you is that when things get hard, you feel uninspired. And then you say, well, if I'm not inspired, I have to bow out. And I said, you'll never succeed in life. Because I think that God inspires us to do things so that we will have moments where we feel alone, we feel uninspired, and we feel unmotivated, because that is the fertile ground of growth. You will literally in that moment give up and fail again, or you'll find a way to push through. And so I'm just telling you right now that for some of you, there's going to be a really easy lift, but for some of you, you think your capabilities are maybe diminished or less. It might be harder for you. That's why I'm going to be mentoring you. That's why Luke's going to be mentoring you. And when Steve literally last week said, Kris, $300,000 in my bank account, he was over the moon excited, and he had to share with me because I'm his mentor and it's meaningful to me. But it's also just as meaningful when someone says, Kris, I found a way to provide the treatment for my son who has autism, and we needed a certain amount of money to do that. And now we have it. So show up. That's who I want to work with. This is almost over. My time with you is not. We're going to do a little bit more Q&A. Marianne, what questions do we have?
Well, this one is from Diego Mieja.
Diego!
Saying that right.
What's up, my friend?
Okay, he wants to know, how do we pay taxes on the side hustles? How does that all work?
All right. How do you pay taxes on side hustles? Here's the way taxes work all around the world. When you make your money, the government wants a piece of it. However, you're now a business owner, and business owners have 250 tax write-offs. Your ad spend, written off. Your mileage that you're driving, written off. Your cell phone that you use for business is written off. You're taking a trip. Your food that you're eating is written off. Biden said for the next 3 years that you actually, the food itself, guess what? You don't get to write off 50% of it. You get to write off 100% of it. You take a business trip. That can be 100% write-off right now. Check with your tax guy. But the bottom line is, like, just in doing this, you're thinking, well, will it work? Will I make money? I'm like, first of all, you should also ask, what am I going to save? The $997, check with your tax pro. Guess what they're going to tell you? They're going to say, that's a business expense. So that $997, hello, tax write-off. Next.
Hey,
Good
this
question.
one comes from Angela De Leon. I want to retire in 10 years. I'm 50 years old. What is one thing I can do? She's a hairstylist, she says.
Angela, you're a hairstylist. And if you're 50, I know that you've been busting your butt for the last 25 years as a career woman, and you want to get retired in 10 years, and you want to know one thing that you can do. If you call that phone number on the screen, pop it up. You could literally, whoever you talk to next, you could say, hey, I want to actually have a game plan. Can someone, because I train these people to possess my wealth knowledge. I've taught them literally how to make every possible game plan. If you called them up and said, this is where I'm at financially, this is where my credit's at, I don't even know. This is where my finances are at. This is where this is what my assets look like. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to show you how to do it, even if you have nothing. But here's the other thing that I want you to know. If you are sitting here watching here and you even just have $50,000 in 20 years, I can pop that into $4 million from rolling it into one house, in 5 years selling it and birthing 2, in 5 years selling it and birthing 4, and then 8, and then 16. And guess what? That feels good. I like financial freedom. Smells good, feels good. That's a simplistic version, but if you call them, they're going to give you something way more custom than that. So really, really good question. Guys, we're my team's letting me know that there's only a handful of spots left, but I just want to say, is that Marciela and Robbie and Austin? I'm so glad that you guys decided to jump aboard. Thank you for doing that. If any one of you that are talking with my team, or if you're coming aboard, here's what it means to me. It means that tonight there was no pressure. You were inspired. You felt inspired. I only do things that I feel inspired today. Here's the saddest thing that I see sometimes, Marianne. People that watch something and they're like, oh, I feel inspired to do this, but I have excuses why I won't. Those people, you will stay stuck your entire life until you stop leaning on an excuse. You have to live in an excuse-free world. Any successful person knows that. And that was my blind spot when I made excuses. I used to want everything for free. I passed up everything until I got it for free, until I realized something. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, true.
And guess what? Every time I wanted something for free, guess what? People wouldn't show up for me people weren't reliable. I remember what it felt like to invest my first money into myself with mentors. I was terrified. And you know what? I demanded a 5 to 10x return every time. I remember the first time I wrote a $100,000 check and I turned it that exact same year into $667,000. I remember paying $1 million to a mentor and the ROI that I got on that. So at some point, you have to put on your big boy, big girl underpants. And that means that you invest in yourself. It's not school time. Go learn how to make money for someone else. It's actually time for you to actually invest in you. And when you do that, good things happen, whether it's this or something different. Next.
Well, I just kind of want to echo what you said, Kris, because I think people either get their results or they get their excuses. So we might want to have people throw in the chat, how much do they want to make? The buyers that have gotten this, how much do you want to make with this? What's your goal? We new buyers, those of you that have jumped in on this, type it in the chat.
Ephraim says, Kris, where's the free side hustle you were speaking of? Ephraim, you didn't miss it yet. We're going to be wrapping up shortly. And here's what that means. I'm going to answer a few more questions. My team will hang on and do a few more. And then I have a member of my team that literally the moment I clock out, they will look at everyone that is still here right now. There's 2,076 of you. Every one of you that are there, they're going to extrapolate every single email. And within a short period of time, you're going to see, guys, are they going to see it tonight, Colton, or are they going to see it tomorrow? We're going to send it. Okay. So tonight, you're going to be getting that side hustle, but my team's only giving it to those of you that are hanging out here and that want that. So Ephraim, no worries, my friend. It's coming your way. Awesome. All right. I'm going to do a few more. Listen, I hope you guys don't mind me staying a little late. I just want to create as much value as I can. And then listen, if we want to have Colton or Carson or Marion or anyone hang by and answer more questions, they'll still do that for those of you that want to hang and keep learning. But the moment I peace out in a couple of questions here, they will start tabulating who is still here at that point, and they're going to make sure that you get that hustle. Rock that out.
Awesome. Now, I think this has been in the back of everybody's mind. Michael T asks about COVID and real estate. How are they affecting each other? Michael T, COVID and real estate. Okay, listen, I'm going to say some things that I hope will end up being super obvious from what you've been seeing. You understand that we're short 2 million homes in America. And you know that it'll take 3 to 5 years for us to build. Real estate, everyone's like, the prices keep going up. What does that happen? It has to pop. It's not the stock market. Real estate bubbles don't pop unless there's too much real estate. There's leftover real estate. There's more than people want. We are short 2 million, which is why I think that $358,000 on the median is going to bump up another $100,000 really, really quick. Like, I'm going to freaking be like insta-mega over and over again, multi-millionaire all over again in the next 3 to 5 years. But I'm inviting you to join me for that. So three phenomenon right now. It's Michael, right? Phenomenon. Michael T. It's fun to say, isn't it?
Literally, I was getting my hair cut and the lady said, I cut Mr. T's hair. So you say Michael T and she's like, I saved some of his hair. I'm like, that is so creepy.
Oh.
That's so creepy. So 3 things are happening right now. We have a record supply issue, which means we are missing more real estate than even after 2008. We were lagging at 1.4 million. Now it's all the way at 2. We also have a record demand problem, more people wanting real estate than ever before. And we have a 50-year record low on interest rates. So real estate has been horrible for hotels, commercial. It's been horrible for certain sectors, Airbnb. Guess who it's been brilliant for? Single family homes, because people have figured it out. My boss is going to let me keep working from home. My house is inadequate. I need a new house that is set up for work time and playtime. I need a place where I can work, but I also need a place where I can really enjoy my life. If I'm going to spend a lot more time in this thing, I need something nicer. And right now what that means is supply is through the roof. So if you want to know, single family homes last year, fourth quarter alone, literally went from under 300,000 to 350,000. Everything just bumped up. Literally, I had a home that I got under contract that I was going to sell, and it just fell out from being under contract. It was going to close in 3 days. So they don't like something on the inspection. And so my team's like, what should we do? I said, put it back on the market at $10,000 higher. And you know what? They're not giving me a funny look. They'll do it. And guess what? I'll get it. Next.
True story. This one's from Francisco Reynoso.
Francisco.
Also another fun to say. Do you expect the stock market to crash again?
Do I expect the stock market to crash again?
Crystal ball.
Yes, of course it's going to crash. The stock market crashes on average every 7 years. By the way, it never takes longer than 36 months for it to have a complete bounce back. By the way, I have a whole bunch of money sitting in an account, and guess what I'm waiting for? The crash. I have a ton of money in, but the moment it drops 20, 30%, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop a ton of money in. Do you know why? I'm going to freaking ride the wave because I look at patterns. Now, no one, not even the smartest person on the world, will tell you when it's going to crash. And if they claim to know that, false prophet. Like nobody knows. Jesus maybe knows, but I don't know if he'll tell you. So right now, the way I look at it is, right now, the market is going to crash, Francisco. It's 100% going to crash. And as a long-term investor, I have day trading strategies. I have cryptocurrency micro strategies. But on my long-term holds that I was telling you about, for those of you that are going to get my top 15, those are not 3-year plays. Those are not 12-month plays. Those are 7 to 10-year plays to make that kind of money. And when you sell out, it feels really, really, really good. So even when the market crashes, I don't care. You cannot, when the market goes down, if you feel sad, you're not playing the market the right way. I just got to say that right now. If it's emotionally eating you up inside, first of all, you have put money in that you can't afford to lose. And so you're already screwed. And what it's doing is it's messing with your mind. So you got to be intelligent with how you play that game. Next.
Okay, this one's from Harshal Bhat.
Harshal Bhat. I'm sorry, I butchered that one really good.
I butchered it first. It was bad. Maybe we said it right. Who knows? Do you use your active income to pay off a house mortgage faster along with the rent collected from that house? Say pay a 30-year mortgage in 10 years.
All right, listen very, very carefully to what I'm about to tell you. Some of you are going to hate this answer, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. You've been listening to Dave Ramsey, haven't you?
I think he just had a heart attack.
You've been listening to the Dave Ramsey. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you something right now. I get it. You want to pay it off house, but your priorities are wrong. You don't want to pay it off house. Did you know that right now you can have your house financed at 3 or 4% or less? Why are you racing to pay off 3% freaking free, cheap money? If you have extra money to throw at your mortgage, buy more real estate. Side hustle, make money. Do you know that if you become the master of learning how to average 20% double-digit ROIs, that you'll never try to pay off 3% crap because you don't understand arbitrage. When you have money costing you 3% and you can earn even 10%, guess what you win? You win 3 times more money. So you don't pay off that stuff. You don't do that. You don't know. No, you don't do that. What you do is you get smart and you play the arbitrage game. I know how to make 20% returns, 50% returns, 100% returns, 1,000% returns, and 10,000% returns and infinite returns. Why on earth would I bother myself with paying off debt? The only debt you should pay off is when your debts cost you more than the money you can make. So if you're only capable of knowing how to make 3, 5, 6, 7% returns, then you need to do this program. I demand you do this program. Click the link, put your credit card in, pay $997 freaking dollars, and let me show you how to get a quadruple digit ROI. If you want to pay off your house, invest smart, make tons of money, and pay it off when it doesn't hurt. Here's how you know, by the way, when to pay off your house. You pay off your house when you have enough residual income that covers everything you could ever want. Then you can go pay off your freaking house. I like you. Okay.
Okay. Jeanette Cordman.
Jeanette.
Can I take out my Roth IRA and put it in a life insurance bank account? I'm currently maxing it out at $700 a month. Good job. Or should I take some out and buy real estate?
Okay. Jeanette, both. Next. Okay, I'll break it down.
Yes.
First of all, your Roth IRA, take that money out of there right now. Take that money out of there and free it from pathetic returns that will never make you financially free. And I would put it in life insurance through Rob Gill with the information I'll give you as you get started and signed up here. He's the best person I've met in a decade. I trust him. He sets up all of my policies, all of my tens of millions. He does it all for me. Rob Gill will set it all up for free. Put it in, take it out, and then put it into real estate and earn your money in 2 places at once if you don't want to do 3. Good question.
Awesome. Brandy Gallegos, she just posted in the chat.
What's up?
This is more of a comment we just wanted to share because it was really cool. She says, I finally took a chance on me. I met you, Kris and Marianne. I trust the people. I believe in myself. And you are the priority. You are with the opportunity slapping me in the face is what she says. Thank you. I'm so excited. Just so you know, you two have impacted my life so much already today. Thanks. And I'm really excited to meet again. It's kind of cool.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Great to see you again. I look forward to it.
What's up, girl? Okay. We've got another one from, and this one, I don't have a name on this one, but the comment says, I'm 23, just graduated college last year. I don't have a current job, but I have life savings of $100K. Way to go. Should I buy 3 homes, 30,000 payment each, and rent them, or should I just go conservative and buy 1?
No, don't buy 1. More is always better. And you're not going to get 3 at $30,000 down. You're going to be closer to 40 to 50. You need to keep some money in the bank. It's called a sleep well at night account. You're going to want to be smart about this. Put the phone number on the screen. You need what's called a game plan. You're 23, you don't have a job. And I say, hallelujah, congratulations, because it might be time for you to develop a side hustle that might end up being more powerful than any career you could get. Call that phone number, 801-894-9416. What's her name again?
I didn't have a name.
Oh, you didn't have a name, but if I wish I knew your name, because I was going to say, Marianne, watch out for this person and make sure someone on your team gives them a custom game plan. But you know what? Let me cheat the system right now. I can take $100,000, and if you partner with me in 20 years, I can turn that into roughly $8.7 million. That isn't our promise. That's not a guarantee. That's just taking a 25% annual ROI and compounding it. And I usually beat 25%. So again, remember, in 4 years, when I graduated college, I retired with $1.6 million. And that's because what I'm talking about here makes money really fast. Wish we knew your name, but there you go. All right. Ephraim says, 1 day at a time, we can do this. Okay, guys, listen, I'm in a moment going to be bringing on Marianne, and who else is going to be with her? Luke, I think would be great because he can answer every question on the planet. It's going to feel like free coaching from Luke for 7-Figure Hustle. I'm going to take one last question of the evening. I stayed an extra hour tonight. I love you guys. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for connecting with me and my wife. And I know that I can sometimes be a little bit brash. My wife sometimes says a little bit obnoxious, but I'm committed to authenticity. It's just who I am, baby. This is me. Baby, I'm worth it. Do you know that song? Baby, I'm worth it. I'm driving my team nuts because I get that song stuck in my head. Baby, I'm worth it. You're worth it too, baby. Baby, oh my gosh. You're worth it. All right.
Karaoke
last question.
Night. Okay.
Last
You're
question.
You're going to love this one. This is from Wes Spurgeon.
Baby, I'm worth it.
Okay. If you were 20 years old again and knew what you know now, would you still go to college?
Oh, no.
That's the one.
No. That's a little bit unfair. So I have to tell you that when I went to college, first of all, it's where I met my wife.
Careful. Oh, it just got real up in here.
Yeah, that was day 3 of college, by the way. So I could
drop out after
I could drop out on the 4th day.
There you go.
No, but my mother-in-law, she has these eyes that have daggers in them, and she warned me multiple times as I was telling her the money I was making outside of college at the time. She gave me this look that just, if I had to put words to it, it said, if you even dare think of dropping out of college, I will murder you. Guess what? I got my degree.
And you're still alive.
And I'm still alive. So I was very happy about that.
Great.
No, knowing what I know today, it took me time to grow a pair of concepts that would help me develop confidence in my ability, and confidence that if I was 20 years old again and all that confidence was like endowed into this mind all over again, there's no way you would get me to go to college. I am so finicky about my time. My wife knows if I need to preserve time, I'll have someone drive me somewhere. I don't do errands. Honey, do I do errands? I don't do errands. It's not because I'm a snob. It's because it's only after you have a lot of money that you realize what the value of your time is, where it's like 10 minutes of this might drive me absolutely insane. Because guess what? You and I both have 24 hours in the day, but I want all of them. Here's my goal. Every day when I go to bed at night, I want every minute of every day to have been spent consciously becoming a better human being, helping other human beings become better human beings. I expect myself to be stronger, fitter, and faster. I expect myself to be smarter and wiser. I expect my intelligence to have grown that day. I expect my relationships to have improved. Like, that's my standard. And so college at 20 with everything I know would be a gazillion to one insane waste of time other than meeting my wife.
MRS degree. That's what we call that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, great questions. Listen, friends, I want to thank you for having me here tonight. I see that we still have 2,000 of you on. So guess what? I'm going to make sure that Marianne, by the way, can I just say something about Marianne and Luke? These are people, Marianne over the last 7 years, when she says that she now has $1 million portfolio, when she says she's building her dream home, when Marianne talks about, did you guys getting homes under contract? Oh, yeah. Like you're about to learn from someone that was on welfare. And yet she's the most remarkable, amazing human being. I feel that way about so many people that I've had the privilege to mentor and work with. And my life is mutually edified because of who they are. I'm so glad that she went from being an outsider success student to now internally helping me build an empire that is designed to be an empire for the people, for the world, changing lives everywhere. Most important thing that happens every day is 4 hours in a studio that becomes 700 pieces of content that will be consumed millions of times every day by people I'll never meet, in the hope that it makes your life better. So thank you for joining me tonight. I hope that you picked up a ton of crazy gold nuggets. Guys, we still have some spots left for some of you that do want to join. I just want to say that I look forward to our next meeting. Our next one of these is going to be all about real estate, passive partnering. We got digital events coming up, but I'm not going to turn it over to Luke and Marianne. Trust me, it is a privilege to hang with them and learn from them because they've been tonight acting as like guests and hostess, but now I'm going to turn it over and let them be the mentor. So with that, from your houses, wherever you're at, clap your handies and give it up for those two. Peace out, my friends.
Guys, give it up for Kris one more time. Let him hear you from all the way around the world. Luke, do you want to like side sit with me on this stool? How do you want to? I can stand.
We'll try this.
I grab the heels
let's
on.
Move this
let's move that. Let's just be
stand
standies.
up.
Okay. I just keep playing with this stack of hundos.
Yeah,
They're
saw
like,
you.
put your money where your mouth is. They're like, okay, cool. We had a couple questions that you guys keep doing a great job of just throwing those down. We wanted to make sure that we got your answers to those. There was one that came in right before, and it was from, where'd it go? Oh, you guys kidnapped. You skipped my question about, okay, paying taxes. Can we talk a little bit more about like LLC setup with the hustle and how does that work? And
yeah. So, all of this is part of it. I mean, there's going to be some mentoring on all of this, but essentially we're going to teach you how to make money, how to broker out these jobs and make money. And then you just declare it like you would normally on your taxes. But we're also going to show you how you can write that off as a business expense. So
awesome. Right after the best. Tammy says, thank you, Marianne and Luke. You're welcome, Tammy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, keep those questions coming. A lot of you want real estate game plans. You have a lot more to your story than we can say tonight. If you want a real estate game plan, I have my entire team on deck. So take that phone number, that 1-800 number. Was it a 1-800 number that we have? The one I wasn't even,
801.
It's an 801 number. Yeah. That 801-894-9416. Give that a ring. If you're wanting a game plan, go ahead and call that number. My team is on deck. Just let them know you want a game plan. They'll schedule something with you tonight. Because listen, we've got a lot of buyers that want to get in right now, and they're going to be able to schedule a time with you later on, either late this weekend or beginning of next week, depending on their schedules. Let's see. Whoa, look at all these questions come in. Holy cow. This is Jed Cromwell. I live in Utah. I still rent. Should I buy a private residence or rental property first? Do you mind if I go with this one?
Yeah, have at it.
Okay. So here's the thing. Utah real estate is going through the roof right now. It's kind of, I think the top market in the United States right now is Provo, Utah. It's doing the same thing San Francisco was doing a long time ago. It's the same thing a lot of $1 million real estate areas were doing a while back. So question is, do I buy my primary residence or do I rent so I can buy something else? I'll tell you what I did. I actually sold my condo in Utah, or I'm behind that old RC Willie over there. And I used that money to put into an investment property while I rented from someone else because I wanted that investment property to grow. I bought that investment property down in Payson, Utah, just sold it last month so that I could buy 2 more. So I was able to live, in a renting for somebody else. I knew that I was making them money. I was okay with that because my money was making me money elsewhere. So the question is, where are your priorities? I don't, your priorities. I don't know if it's important for you to live in a house that you own. In Utah, rates are really low, but houses are really expensive. So you may want to consider, hey, if I've got a chunk of cash, I might want to go buy a property, maybe with Kris, for, that's a $200,000 property, maybe let that make me some money so that I can be better off. Because here's the thing, I want you to think of real estate like an orchard. The more trees you can plant, the better off you're going to be in 5 years. And eventually you want that orchard to keep feeding itself. So really, really good question.
I'm going to take Dalton up there.
So, yeah, Dalton Snyder. He's got a good one.
What's up, Dalton? So Dalton says he's 15. He's turning 16. He has a lawn care company. So
holy cow, a company of 15?
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's insane.
So I primarily coach people on how to run these hustles, right? The hustle is one of the most valuable thing that's out there that is underutilized. This is coming from a guy who I was on Shopify drop shipping in 2015 before it was cool. Like I'm telling you that this is the most underutilized, most valuable product that's out there. And it really includes your industry, how to do home-based services. Now, we don't necessarily recommend that you go out and mow the lawns per se, but we teach you how to get the jobs and connect the right people with it. So, talk to your parents or whatever. I mean, I don't want to tell you exactly what to do, but talk to your parents and see if you can get. Yes. This would be a huge asset. I can't say it enough. I can't believe that they're doing it for such a cheap price. It's amazing.
Well, especially when you kind of get the grip of the hustle, you're like, oh my gosh, I could R&D this. I could do lawn. I could do landscaping. I could do sprinklers. Oh my gosh, think of concrete pouring, all the things that people need right now. That's the place to be in. Samyak Vasini says, should I invest in Bitcoin or real estate? I can tell you that Bitcoin's going to go like this. I can tell you that real estate's going to go like this. So you decide for yourself where to put your money. Shiloh Henderson says, I'm only 18. Where do I start? Can I speak to this for a second? Because listen, Shiloh, and anyone else that's 18 or throwing down your age as some kind of an excuse, whether it's you're 15 years old or you're 50 years old, I want you to stop thinking that being around the sun a certain number of times is relevant to your success. It's just not. I was 18-year-old. I bought my first house and I had a baby by 20. And then there are people that are 50 years and like, whoa, right? There are people that are 50 years old that haven't gotten started yet. I want you to forget how old you are when it comes to your success. It's irrelevant. What's most relevant to your success is your hustle, is your drive, and most importantly, your why.
Where are the most recent ones? Are they the bottom?
Oh, I don't know. Should we scroll up and find the most recent one? Is that
Does anybody know?
We're scrolling up.
We're going up.
Oh, we got Hey Luke from Barry and Angie. Barry Summers knows you. Okay, perfect. Hey. What happens to his stock called? Jordan, I'm not quite sure what you mean by your question there. If you can reiterate that, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The stock bonus.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I love doing the stock. So it's included in the package.
Yeah, you bet.
You have to buy the package to get the stocks.
Yeah, you have to buy the package to get the stock bonus. Okay, and that does run out. That's only open for 24 hours, I believe. Okay, Connor Cochran says, my friend and I are in this together. Is that okay?
Yeah, 100%. I coach people all the time. You're gonna get one access, but just team up. I mean, when we're coaching, be sitting at the computer together. I was coaching somebody the other day, and they had their friend sitting there, and their friend actually, I could tell it clicked with them. And then the next coaching session, I specifically looked at them and said, how much have you made this week? And he made way more money. I mean, go ahead and sit together and build this together. Absolutely.
Not to mention having a support team, like having someone doing this with you to keep you accountable. I mean, 100%. You can't really back out from
100%.
That. Okay. Okay. This one's from Ryan Halbert. How can us self-employed people get a mortgage when we are too high risk to get any financing? Okay. Here's what I want you to understand. You don't have to buy real estate to win in real estate. If you've ever listened to Kris on YouTube, you want to really pay attention when he talks about compassionate financing and lease options. Lease options are the hack for you to make money in real estate without having to use your credit, without having to use a bank, without having to go get a loan. And actually, when you're looking at this, that you actually, do we have the lease option as part of this, or is that going to be separate? That's separate. Okay. You're going to want to talk to your coach when you get on the phone about those lease options, because that is the way to get into real estate without having to actually buy. Okay, perfect. Now you want to pay really close attention right now. We've got this breakdown for you. We've got only a few positions left. Listen, watch this go down. The best of the 7-figure hustle package. You're going to get all of the training as if you'd never seen Facebook before in your life. Luke is the most comprehensive trainer on this thing. You're going to be walked through line by line by line on this. And, when you have questions, because we know you will, you're going to have access to that community. So pay attention to that. Not only that, but we have the full setup of the top performing 6 hustles, 3 for summer, 3 for winter. So you're going to be taken care of all year round. And guys, you get lifetime access to this. So you're with us for the long haul. Not to mention 30 days with this guy. I call this guy Midas, because everything he touches turns to gold. Like when he works with you, you better expect yourself to get results.
Well, that value they have on there, the 2497.
I can't believe they did that.
I've never coached somebody for less than that. Like I don't know where they came up with it. That's honestly
that's a $5,000.
It's undervalued. I don't know who came up with that number, but I usually am coaching people at the $5,000 mark. So that's that's crazy.
I thought that was weird. Yeah. Usually people have to pay $5,000.
Some sort of glitch.
Well, not to mention coaching with Kris.
That one's a glitch too. I know that one's a glitch.
That's got to move that comma over a little bit and add a 0.
Sure.
Seriously, we just had a guy start working with Kris who paid $250,000 to work with him for the year. So not to mention get community access. And then You're going to be connected with Rob Gill. You're going to talk about life insurance on something I and my husband have. 2 live event tickets. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get live in the room with people again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so done with this COVID crap. Hashtag COVID sucks. Okay, now listen, this free partner deal, this is a way for us to help you level up. We want to see you generate 10K with what you're getting in order for you to get access to that. And let me just ask Luke, if you could ballpark, like what should people expect of themselves to generate this 10K timeline wise?
Yeah, if you're willing to actually do the system, this is so important, right? This is called 7-figure hustle for a reason. It's not passive income. It's not real estate where you collect a rent check, every month. It's something that you have to work at. But if you're willing to work 2 or 3 hours a day and really apply the system, you can honestly make really, really good money quickly.
Absolutely. I keep thinking about Heather. Maybe it's because she's a mom like me.
I know she was going to come today, but she had lacrosse practice. She had to she was going to come to a test.
My best life. Sorry.
Yeah.
But Heather, if I remember correctly, she's got 6 kiddos.
6 kids.
And she works like her Saturdays, like 6 hours on her Saturday.
Yep.
First month, what did she do?
So I just talked to her. I'll give you a big, because we were going to bring her on stage, but she couldn't because of lacrosse.
She's not here.
So she started with the sod, and she did 50,000 in her first summer.
Whoa.
Profit.
50,000
profit.
Take home.
Yes. Yep. And so she's got some big goals this year. She wants to do 100,000.
Yeah. Well, and if I remember correctly, her first month, she was sitting here for another webinar. It was like 5K her first month. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, oh, why don't I get better at this and make 15K?
She's a hustler.
The second month.
She's exactly what we want. She saw the potential here. Just like a personal trainer, right? Personal trainer can't make you fit. They can tell you exactly what to do. They can motivate you. They can drive you. And she was the perfect person for this. She saw what it was. She took it and ran with it. And she's the perfect example. We want people like that. People who are going to look at this. They're going to actually put both feet in and they're going to try this, work a few hours every day, and then see what the results are. And then we want to bring you here and have you. Hopefully you don't have lacrosse, right? If you do, like we get it.
She's like, no.
I hope you're on here, Heather. We're sorry we missed you, but
Love you,
that
Heather.
would have been awesome.
Okay, yeah. Let's turn on. Can we pull up our chat thread one more time? I want to see if we have any more questions coming up here. Now, listen, the worst thing you can do is get in on this course and not use it. That's going to waste your time, your money, your energy. So what Luke is saying is for real. It's for the hustlers. It's for the people that are actually hungry. It's not for people who like handouts. It's not for people who want to just, throw their money away and hope that someone else will come save the day for them. This is enabling you and empowering you to go pull yourself up by your bootstraps if you have to. Like, listen, I keep my food stamps card. Can I grab it? Should I grab it?
Yeah, grab it.
Oh my God.
Grab it.
Okay. I carry this card with me because it helps me remember where I came from. 7 years ago, I was on 3 different forms of government assistance, and I carry this card with me. For those of you that don't know, this is a EBT card, a food stamps card that I used to feed my family about 5 years ago. And I carry this with me still because it reminds me of where I came from. I remember struggling so hard to just feed my children, to put food on the table. There's 5 of them, and they're amazing human beings right now. And I like the feeling of those 7 years going by, just to now be standing on the other side of it. I'm telling you, I know some of you are where I was 5 years ago. I know it. And I'm telling you right now, this is the tool to get you there. What got me to where I am with this $1 million real estate portfolio, which just even sounds weird on my mouth, like, the thing you have to do is get proximity to the people that have done it. If you want to learn how to be a college professor, go to college. They can teach you how to do that. If you want to learn to be a millionaire, hang out with millionaires because they can teach you how to do that. So if you're partnering with Kris in any way, shape, or form, even just buying a digital course, you're doing the right thing. You're making a step in the right direction. I can tell you firsthand.
I want to jump in. I saw one on here. I don't see it
Grab
anymore.
it,
McGuire asked about the coaching with Kris and when does it happen? I think the first one is in like 2 weeks.
We'll send you an email.
Yeah, so once you buy in, you'll get an email, but I want you to know it's recorded. So he had mentioned in his comment that he's really busy and maybe sitting on a 2-hour or whatever. Yeah, something. You're not going to miss out. So again, just to speak towards the value of this,
Jenna
this is going to be recorded on the 23rd, the first one. And yes, you'll miss out on asking Kris, live some of these questions, but it's still such a huge value. If you don't think you're going to have time for it, just know that it's still going to be in your vault. You're going to be able to watch them, pre-record or not pre-recorded, but just recorded. So.
Yeah. And chances are that's the people that are live there will ask questions similar to yours. So again, watch your emails for those. If it's going into your spam, just double check your spam for me. We've got, Musa Ba. I'm 20, definitely trying to drop out of college. How should I invest my first 5K? If dropping out of college is super easy, it's not even trying. You just walk GameStop. How should I invest my first 5K? Well, I think $997 should probably go into this.
Yeah. And
right.
But so I'm going to be biased. I love this program. I do it on my own. So not only do I coach, but I do it myself. Well, I would buy this if I were you. I mean, take this for what it's worth. I'm not
Here.
by any legal thing. I mean, whatever. If I were you, I would buy the package, use some of that money for your ad spend, because it does take a little bit of money while you're doing the program. You're going to have to spend, just like you would buy a billboard or whatever, you've got to pay for your views. And if you do it the way that we teach you, you're going to get people who are interested in the jobs and brokering it out. And then just use some of that money to buy some of this, some of your ad spend. I mean, that's exactly what I would do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And keep saving. Honestly, you got to keep saving. Part of that should probably go into your own personal sleep well at night account, because if you don't have an emergency account, you already have an emergency. So, set some of that aside, budget wisely, and start investing and start, like Luke said, budget a little bit for ad spend, budget a little bit for, I have a burner app on my phone. It's like $10 a month.
Yeah, some software.
But getting in on this is probably the best next step you can make, to be honest. I mean, Luke uses this. He's the coach. I mean, I use this for myself. My husband and I are doing it. That's what I recommend. And I'm totally not biased at all, but there it is.
And building towards the real estate, right? That's
Absolutely.
Well, that's always the goal. The goal is we don't want you to work the rest of your life. That's not what Kris teaches. That's not what we want. The goal for the hustle is, if you don't have $50,000 right now, well, aside from all of the bundle stuff, so maybe it's worth it even if you do have the 50,000, because you get all that, because you get the mentoring and all that stuff. But the goal with the hustle, and this is something I really have to teach people get addicted to it, because then you start making really good money and you're working hard. But the goal with the hustle is, let's get you enough money to buy a house so you can have passive income. And then if that passive income isn't enough for what your lifestyle, what you want your lifestyle to be, let's do it again and let's put the work in. But the goal is do it for a handful of years, depending on how old you are, and save up and buy enough real estate that one day you have that check coming in without having to work so hard.
Absolutely.
But you have to work hard at this one. I mean, you just
That's
absolutely
do.
Do.
The hustle,
yep,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If the ultimate goal, like Lou said, is to get into real estate, you want to do as many of the hustles as you need to. If you're doing lease options, great. Do as many of those as you need to. But the ultimate goal is to save up $50,000 chunks, because every $50,000 chunk, that's another house. So instead of keeping your $50,000 chunk in a bank account or a 401k or an IRA, put it in a separate bank account called a house, right? Because this house is going to appreciate way more than these crappy bank accounts will. They're a joke at paying you 0.2%. I'm like, I don't know why they even bother. But a house is going to grow. And with the formula that Kris has put together, we'd like to see our houses grow every 5 years with your portfolio doubling. So again, if you're getting in on this thing, we only have 15 spots left. Remember, we have a 2x money back guarantee. We've got a free gift dropping here in the chat shortly. So watch out for that. And always call 801-894-9416. You're going to talk to a member of my team, Kris's team. They're going to be helping you get into whatever it is for you. If you want to schedule a one-on-one game plan, let them know, and they can get that scheduled with you later on, maybe during the weekend or the beginning of next week. Giovanni had one. Go ahead and scroll down. Giovanni, what should I do? Buy a house to live in, then sell later, or just buy a rental property? I think we addressed that one.
You addressed somebody like that.
Yeah. It's same kind of a thing. There was another question about real estate that I wanted to address. Maybe you guys can ask it again. Just once more time here. Again, the 2x money back guarantee. If you purchase a package and you go through all the modules, you watch everything, of course, you have to do your due diligence. We'll cut you a check for double the amount you invested if you didn't get what you came here for.
Let me speak to this a little bit.
Yeah. Will you fine print this guy?
No one who's ever done the system has not made their money. I can honestly say that. If you do,
we've never had to cut a check.
You honestly, I can't speak to it enough. I'm not BSing anybody. This is I don't even know.
You gotta hustle.
But it's not even
sure.
that. This is just immense value. And somebody told me once, like, if everybody's doing it, then you're probably like a little bit too late, right? And I get that. Like I've gotten into the Amazon automation. I've gotten into I did drop shipping before everybody else did, so I make good money on that.
Before it's cool.
Yeah. But this is something no one's even tapping into, and I just wish I could convey that enough. This idea of like contractors don't know how to use Facebook or Instagram.
Someone messaged me on this chat that said, I'm a contractor and I don't know what he's talking about. What do I have to have a Facebook account?
Well, I hope that person bought, because
I hope so too.
They don't know how to use it. And so we're essentially, what we're doing is we're teaching you, we're not trying to take advantage of anybody, but they don't know how to use it. So they're kind of getting comfortable living. Why do you think there's 1 million plumbers in your area? Because they got comfortable living in this small area, and there was a demand. Everybody needs home improvement projects.
Mm-hmm.
And so another person needed to come in and play the part of plumber or play the part of handyman. That's why there's so many in your area. Google a handyman in your area. You'll get 100 people or 200 people.
Story.
Well, what we're teaching you, if they knew how to do this, then they would gobble up all of, you would only need a handful of handymen, right? So we teach you how to help them. You're essentially going to advertise online. You're going to get people who need this work. And trust me, you're going to get more people that need it than you can even handle. And then you're going to connect the two. You're going to connect the contractor who doesn't know how to use Facebook. And you're going to say, hey, can you go do this project for them at this price? And this is what where their budget is. And can you pay me a finder's fee, right? Mm-hmm. It's just huge. I can't even say it enough. I do it myself. I do it every waking minute that I'm up, because how valuable it is and how underutilized it is. I'm trying to take it up.
Tanner was saying that they had to shut off the ad. The guy who came shut off the ads after 3 days because she'd already filled.
I had to shut off mine too.
If you do it right, you got to do it right.
I had to turn them off and like I get more contractors and then turn them back on.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's so finding the people is not a problem. And I really like what you said a few days ago when you were training the team, Luke. You said it was like hiring a marketing company. You know, you get to be the marketing guru without a huge learning curve. I mean, there's a little bit you got to study and read up on. But what I love that's so beautiful about this is that it creates a win-win-win for everybody. The client that needs the work done gets the work done, right? The contractor gets work that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
They get a sales guy, or they get a marketing guy, or whatever. I mean, you don't even have to be a salesperson to do this. We give you the text messages that you need to send. You have to be brave enough to jump on a phone call. That's what. And I get it. Sometimes that can be intimidating. And I just text.
I barely even call them anymore.
A lot of people are like, I like to jump on the call. But that's kind of why Kris is there. He's going to help get this kind of mindset training of like, if I told you I had $500 to give you, all you had to do is jump on a 2-minute call with me, would you do it?
Oh, heck yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're going to help you guys do this. But you're right. I mean, I guess you don't have to. You can text the whole time. I don't know. I close way more deals.
Maybe I should start calling people because, I have a lot of this coming into this one. Shiloh Henderson says, I'm 18. Where should I start? First of all, you should have started yesterday. So that's great. Best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Good news for you, Shiloh, is that you're at the 20 years ago mark. We talked to a lot of people that are coming up on the end of that 401k cycle. They're 50, 55, 60, and they're like, I just liquidated my 401k. I talked to a guy today, I kid you not, who said, I'm 56 years old. I just liquidated my 401k and I'm only now realizing that it's not going to cover me and I'm going to have to go back to work in 3 years. It really sucks. So I was really glad to talk to him and find a better way. But should I start, I would really get in on this deal tonight because this hustle is perfect. You're 18. I know you're tech savvy because you're on this call. You've got the ability to copy and paste. And if you're doing what Luke said and just be bold enough to do it, start now. I mean, if it's still a question of where you should start right now, then you got to rewind and watch again because now is the time and this is the place. I got news for you. You don't have tomorrow. We don't live there. If you're waiting till tomorrow to do this, I'm sorry. Good luck. You have right now. If you know your best next step and you don't take it or you hesitate, that's where the pain comes in. That's where the regret comes in. It's here. It's in front of you right now. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions coming in. Oh, we go. Once I make a Vault account, do I just wait and chill?
No.
So they should have everything in their Vault account.
It should all be there.
It'll be there.
If it's not there, let us know.
And there's a section that says like the trainings. It says when the next training is, which is the
23rd. 23rd is the live training. But no, there's videos in there. I mean, honestly, you could stay up all night and you probably wouldn't get through the videos.
It's true.
Whatever. There's stuff for you to do. Absolutely.
Yeah. Not only that, but in the Facebook group, if you go, Luke has done so many live videos in that Facebook group. If you actually go in there and you look at the videos that have already been recorded in the archive, you can go back and watch Luke's previous training. You can watch Kris Krohn's training, who's also been doing this hustle with us. There's so much content. By the way, if you're in the Facebook group, here's a hack for you. Use the search bar in the Facebook group for whenever you have a question, because chances are somebody else has already asked and it's already been answered. So keyword search that group like crazy. So no, don't wait and chill. Use it.
Somebody asked, what if Facebook banned your account? You're probably somebody who's already in the program, right? So if you're new to the program and you start advertising on Facebook, one of the first things Facebook is going to do is they're going to flag you as a new user, and they're going to ban you from even using it. I shouldn't say ban. They're going to stop you from doing it, and they're going to ask you for
verification,
some sort of verification.
Yep, happens.
So that's totally normal. Follow the steps. So all that means is Facebook's going to send you a notification saying, hey, you can't advertise until you do this. And I'm not joking. It's a one-step process. You click the button that says CY, and then you click on review my account. And then you upload an image of your driver's license or whatever. They want to make sure you're not some robot that's going to spam them with political ads. And we're not doing that. So honestly, just upload your thing. And within 24 hours, I just did it with Casey. Within 24 hours, you'll be up and running. Don't wait around, or don't call don't call and wait for customer support. Well, you could call customer support if you want, but
just follow the prompts.
If you call customer support, they'll probably get you on a calendar with me in about a week. My calendar is usually booked out a week or two. And then I get on, and all it is 2 steps. And if you just honestly just jump on there, click on the button, click review, and then upload your driver's license, and within 24 to 48 hours, you'll be up and running.
Awesome. Now, we still have 1,300 of you online. If you're online and you're wanting to ask a question, please let us know. We have this question from Diego Molina. Does the side hustles work in Latin America? We have some people overseas, don't we?
Yeah. So this is a really good question. You don't have to do the hustles in your own backyard. So I have a gentleman that I've worked with. I think he's in Thailand, and he does the hustle this is what's so great about it. He does it in LA.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's what's so great about this digital world, right? You can run Facebook ads from Thailand, and you can run them in Los Angeles, and you can find a contractor who's down the street from the customer who wanted it. And you can call them and say, how much does it cost to do this big of a job? And they say $1,000. And you say, great, I'm going to sell somebody for you just down the street from you. I'll call you right back. You call the customer, you sell them for $2,000, and they say, yep. And then you call the contractor and you coordinate. It's that easy. And you could be in Thailand doing it.
It's awesome. Which means like work trip.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
The digital nomad.
That's what's going to be so good for everybody who's on here. If you got on here, you have the capabilities. Most contractors are, maybe middle age, 50.
They're hands-on. They know their craft, man.
And they're artists. They're doing their craft. They're pouring cement. They're painting houses. They don't have time every night to run ads, but you guys know how to do it. And the reason they don't have time is because they don't want to learn. And I hate to say it, you can't teach an old new tricks. You can.
They just don't want to.
But they don't want to. Yeah. They want to paint houses. They don't want to jump on and figure out, watch 2 or 3 hours worth of training. They don't want to jump into a mindset. They just want to go paint houses and make money. So that's why this is going to be, you guys are going to do so good at this because you're already on here and you've got the time to do it.
Yeah.
Some people are asking Facebook group. What's the Facebook group? Do you want to explain just briefly what that is?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You want to see, you want
Sure. Yeah. Well, basically it's a support community, right? Yeah. So Luke is on there every once in a while. He does these Facebook lives. He's really great about staying in really good touch. It's an online support community for all the hustlers. And what I love about this Facebook group is that everyone in there is supporting everybody else. We don't let the douchebags in. So, self-eject right now. So what we see in there is people that are hustling and they're sharing their success stories and they're offering tips and tricks. I will always come back to that one guy who was like, hey, I was working in my office and upstairs there's all these attorneys and they heard I was doing this hustle and so I started creating ads for them. That's not even one of the hustles.
No.
And they just started to get creative and hustling.
He's got that mindset. Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. So that's for support and
anybody who buys in. So right now there's over 2,000 people in it, I believe, unless in the
group.
Yeah, I think unless I'm wrong, but there's upwards of 2,000 people already in the group. Then we've already, sold 230 spots already. Wow. So you'll have 230 new people. And then what we do, it's so great. Like,
say hi
come in. So we'll give you access to the account once you've paid and then just jump in there. What's so great is people will share their tips and tricks, right? hey, you know, I was doing this hustle and I found that if I ask the contractor this question, it's a little bit easier to get them to do the job. Or if I talk to a customer who wants this project, you know, this text thread, I've learned a lot from it. This text thread gets them to answer a lot quicker, and this gets them to close a lot sooner. So you share tips and tricks in there, and then you get to ask questions like, what if my Facebook's blocked, right? There's probably 1 million people in that group already who've already answered that. But you just have this support group, people who are all trying to do the same thing. And it's really positive. We don't really allow any negativity there. So just uplift each other, share your tips and tricks. Don't hold back. You got to have this mindset of abundance. And that's the honest truth. Even though we have all these people doing the same thing, like I said, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of contractors out there because the need is so necessary and it's constant. People always have renovations. So it's out there. And so share your tips and tricks. We've got some rock stars in there. I'm not going to name anybody because I'm going to forget somebody, but we've got some rock stars in there. They'll share all of their tips and tricks with you.
Okay, awesome. We only have 5 more minutes. We want to make sure we get all of your questions answered. I believe when Kris left, we dropped the bonus, right? Is that accurate? When Kris stepped out, we dropped that bonus?
They're working through.
They're working.
Okay, they're getting on it right now. Beautiful. Okay, awesome. So if you're actually going, if you've got the program already, you're going to look on Facebook for the Kris Krohn 7-Figure Hustle Facebook group. We're going to check your email, make sure it's really you, and then let you in if you're a buyer. Just a reminder one more time, today only $9.97. I know that a lot of people use like market speak and marketing BS and stuff. Literally, Kris has, I was careful. Kris has, I mean, we said douchebag. I mean, that's okay. So, apparently I'm not allowed.
Somebody bleep it. Somebody bleep it. No, this is live. We're live.
Okay. I'm allowed. Okay. Yeah. I just keep playing with this. Okay. So it's $9.97 today. It's
so
a one-time thing.
What happens at midnight?
What happened?
7 p.m. tomorrow.
7. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we're going to
7 p.m. tomorrow. Okay.
And we got a 24-hour. That's what today is considered, is a 24-hour window. So 7 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. Closing the doors. Doors are closed. Bonuses go away. It's done. We're putting it back in the vault, never to be seen again. And no, we're not going to do like Kris Krohn Plus, like Disney did, and open up the vault again. It's not going to be a thing. It just will never happen.
This is the best one they've ever done.
When I saw this, I was like, they're throwing a house in there.
I don't think anybody totally. There are a few people, 230.
There's quite a few people
that understand what this is, but this is crazy. It honestly is. I work at this job because I want proximity with Kris, and you're getting that for such a cheap price. You get some coaching with me. That's going to take advantage of that. What I would suggest is don't wait till 7 o'clock tomorrow. Get it as soon as you can. Start watching the videos because you bet your butt. I'm trying not to swear. Bet your butt that on March 23rd, when you do your first one with me, we're going to be jumping right into it. We don't have time to go through what we've already taught in the class. We will troubleshoot some people if they need help, but we have to jump right into it so that you guys can make your money as fast as possible. You can make your investment back within a few days. You honestly can, if you're willing to do it. Is that the most likely scenario? No, but if you do it in a few weeks, absolutely.
Yep. Just be relentless. You have to absolutely grab your goals by the horns and be relentless and don't let go until you've got it. Holden Lead says, if you're the one selling the job, what would happen if any problems could arise or if the client is unsatisfied?
Yeah, great. Yeah, good question. I always work with contractors who are licensed and insured. I make sure that they have good ratings on Google and everything like that. But most importantly is I don't collect the money. So I'm not the one who's necessarily responsible, but you have a responsibility yourself to make sure that you have a contractor who's reliable and who's dependable. I had a job that the customer wasn't happy. And I made sure, I'm so glad that I vetted my contractor because he was such a great guy. He came back and he fixed everything about it, even though the customer was a little bit nitpicky. So make sure you're not taking on that liability by collecting the money. So you're going to close the deal and then we're going to teach you this. I shouldn't even go into
It'll
too
all
much
be in
details,
the course.
but
it's all
going to be there. But essentially, the contractor is going. You're going to connect the contractor and the customer. But before you do that, you're going to make a deal with the contractor that they're going to do it for a cheaper price, and they're going to pay you a commission or finder's fee. I mean, just call it whatever you want. But they're going to collect the money. So if anything were to go awry or the customer hated it, they would. Let's say worst case scenario, they did a chargeback or they did some sort of shoddy job and they did an insurance claim. it goes back to the licensed and insured contractor.
Not
I've
you.
never had a problem with this. Like I said, I had one job. I was doing metal railings, and the customer was a little dissatisfied with the texture of the railing.
Wow.
And so he
picky.
went. He was such a good guy. He went back, but if he wasn't, he could have said, they could have had some issues. But I'm not involved. I've been paid. I'm out of it. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, there's an extra layer of protection between the client and you.
Yeah.
Because the contractors actually, when taking the initial funding from the job, the licensed and insured is very important to remember,
Yes.
especially for things like, roofing or things that require license and insurance. Things like laying sod and having sod delivered, it's not a big deal,
Yeah.
But again, the Facebook group is going to be the biggest resource for those really, really particular questions that come up while you're going through the material.
Let's try to plow through a couple.
Should we get another question? Shout out from Rhode Island.
What's up?
I've been there.
Speed round.
Speed round. Okay, last minute
Okay,
questions. Post them right now because we're about to go.
YouTube channel, Kris Krohn.
Kris Krohn.
If they bought from their friend, like, can they do it with their buddy? How does that work?
Your friend will. So if you guys decide to open a business together, then you guys could maybe sit at a computer during coaching, but like you wouldn't have like two separate coaching sessions. You wouldn't get two different accounts. You wouldn't get two people in your Facebook. That just doesn't work. But if you want to get together and keep each other accountable and like sit at the same computer when you're on the Facebook group,
That's how to do it.
Absolutely, you can do that. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome.
Tag team it.
Okay, guys,
All right, I think
that's
we're out
going
of
to wrap
time.
us up. We're out of time here. We're going to go home, go to bed. We have our active phone line on right now. So if any of you want to just pull the trigger at the last minute, call 801-894-9416. We're going to go ahead and end this party right now. But if you want to get in on this thing, now is the time. Call that number.
We're going to leave this up for a few minutes for Q&A in the chat, but cameras.
Okay, so you can
Okay,
you can be
awesome.
posting some Q&A in the chat. We'll get to them later, but for now we're gonna sign off.
Okay, congratulations to those of you that got that gift. We're so excited for you. Watch your emails for that to be sent out to you.
We sent it in the chat.
We sent that in the chat. Okay, it's in the chat. So for those of you that stuck around, thank you for spending your time with us. We know that's your most valuable resource. We're so excited to see more of you in the future. If you're coming to Kris Krohn's event, make sure and say hi to us when we get to go live on Zoom or maybe even live in person. We hope we get to do that really, really soon here. Guys, you're amazing. You're just incredible people. I'm honored to share my time with you tonight. Luke, do you want to have any final words?
I just want to say thanks, you guys, and that you're welcome. I hope that we can really make a difference. Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome.
You guys are more than welcome.
Congratulations, you guys. We'll see you next time.
See you.